my feet. Make the stand to come in correctly. All right, first things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG, which stands for Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. We are over here messing around with a little bit of the flex and the new screen paint we have, our ILEG Ultimate Black Cinematic. So, this is the new screen paint. As you saw in the demonstration yesterday, extremely easy to paint down. Very easy to do. Doesn't require any insane instructions. I just built this a few minutes ago. This is a cardboard 2-panel system setup, which we coated with our technology. We got to finish putting the inside a little better. And then on this side, we've got the flex. That is the flex coating with the new tile system attached to it. Running off my PC, running off my my 300 lumen projector, and that's my cardboard PC setup over there. So, sorry about that. As you can see, the technology looks absolutely incredible, and again, we don't have to spend the money for expensive high-end projectors because it's not even needed, because the technology can pretty much run on low entry-level projectors. I gotta finish working over there. Let me get that done. I guess I'm doing over there at the same time. I got several projects I'm working on today, and a few places I have to be in order for that. I'm pretty sure I plugged that in. I did plug it in. I did. I'm going to get my ends in. Oh, laces even. Sorry about that. Okay. This is a screen I built out of cardboard and our panel system. The entire thing from the top area is painted with the screen paint because it has very good coverage. Woo! Man, that's my air cleaner. I should have had something literally on the side of this to keep the air cleaner from falling off and hitting something. Let me put you right there. There we go. Let's go some air cleaner. Ain't that. My air fresh in here. So, we're going to be doing some very interesting demonstrations, and I guarantee you it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. A lot of them. So, this new screen paint we got is a beast. It's all over the place now. I just spent hours posting to all the forum sites. It's everywhere. Got so many questions on the thing, it's not even funny. Number one, it's a package. It's actually a kit. It does come with a 10 by 20 surface, so a huge surface. It does come with these new LED lights. I saw these new chasers, ones I'm actually going to be putting on my systems over here. And 32 ounces of our technology paints up to a 150-inch screen, not a 120-inch. We have paint down demonstrations on everything. It can be fed through a paint sprayer, so it's kind of a thin formula. I'm not going to go with skin-like coating because some of them apparently doesn't do those right. It's a very thin coating, allows it to bleed into a surface, which is we needed to do because we're testing it on inflatable projection screens and converted them over to black technology. Very temperamental surface, as I said, by the way. We have it here at 50 lumens running off the top of the desk. As you see all the light we have pushing on the desk. That's using the 2-panel system. And then over there we have the flex I'm testing off right now. That's a darker version of flex running directly out of the PC into the little projector we have over there, which is right there. That's the black flex, which I'm testing out right now. I think we're Where are we on this thing? Over here. There we go. That's the flex firing off over there. So we're going to be making this screen. We had one tile over here that was 24 by 36. We're going to expand it, make the tile bigger. We're going to put two of them, paint over another one again. I got a piece of plexiglass under my desk, so I am going to be using that for a new version of hologram technology. We're going to be using it for something called fluorescent coating that actually glows. Now, I know we've done this in the past. We've done screens that actually glow in the dark, but there's a problem with the contrast levels. Have all kinds of types of issues because it doesn't go well. And because of this new technology we have, we literally figured out how to do it. You're going to see a lot of people doing some really dumb stuff over the next couple of weeks. The problem we have is when people try to follow what we do, is that you make messes. You do make a lot of mess. And your messes ended up screwing up, will end up screwing up other people's screens. Because I've talked to people who have used these products and had all types of issues. Because again, none of us tested. They just throw something together, hit it with a high-powered camera and say, hey, it works. And it actually doesn't work at all, period. That's why they don't want us having it, because we're going to test it. And we know we're going to find all the failures and problems we're going to have with it. So again, make sure anything you're buying from anybody on YouTube involving projection screen paints, make sure that they're showing that that product was tested and time-stamped before it was ever sold to you or anybody else. And make sure it has a batch number verification on it. That way you're not getting ripped off. Nobody wants to go out and spend like 90 bucks for some paint and end up finding out you could have slid it off a shelf. So make sure that it works. Get my angle here, my shot here of both my screens at the same time firing off. So I can switch out. I don't have to use 2500 lumens. That's going to be rated at now because it's 4000, but we don't even use it. We use it at 25 in factory settings. If I want to switch out in this environment of all this light we have in here, oops, wait a minute, let's fix that problem. Can't be making that statement, right? That doesn't work well, does it? There we go. That's better. So, I can't be working in an environment with all this light, you know what I mean? Bottom line is, depending on high power or ultra short those projectors to fix the problem, we have to be able to operate in fully lit environments, such like this. Now, for those of you who want to know exactly, I got this question multiple times, how much light is in the office? It's about 24,000 lumens sits in the office. Each one of those rods are 3,000 a piece. And there's about 4 that sits in each one of these units. So that's about 12, so about 24,000 lumens. That's why none of the whatchamacallit's reading here, none of the meters will read. So we're under 24,000. So right now, this right here is 300 lumens, and this is 50. And we can run in here with no problem whatsoever. So to make sure the product works 100%. Can't be doing things in dark environments to try to make it look good in front of YouTubers, because keep in mind, when someone buys it, they're going to do stuff to it. And if you don't have a proper specification sheet, which you can't have because you never really tested the product, then pretty much you're liable for everything. That's how that one works. All right. So here. So the new technology we have here, yeah, we call it the most powerful, most advanced. You know why? Because every single screen paint I have seen from day one to now is in these ambient light controlled environments. We don't sit in controlled environments. You claim your products are outdoor worthy. How many outdoor demonstrations do you actually have on this product? I haven't seen a lot of those either. Well, one thing, this product can do projector mapping applications. Now, I don't see that in other screen paints. You don't have projector mapping capabilities because we've never seen one ever before when using projector mapping applications on the product. We have equipment here to do that. Pretty soon we'll have the laser interactive projector, the NEC? There's the Epson laser projector coming through to work with the equipment we have here, because I want to do interactive technology. That's going to be for the desk. We're going to start working on the desk. Coating application. I've seen screens claiming to have black technology, and they took forever to paint that surface down. There is no way in the world you should be ever passing over a screen that many times if you're painting an application down to a surface. What a freak's going to pass over a surface 30, 40 times? Especially when the size is that small. That's just, no, that's just too much. One coat application, painted in, you're finished. That's it. We then went over here, we painted over a piece of cardboard, put up there, finish, done. I got to do another one because I have to do those demonstrations before we put links on our shopping cart so you can actually see the product being tested and being shown off before it's sold to you. Different calibers of projectors. I see some people in with great paint use the same exact projector over and over and over again. Know why? Because they call them crutch projectors. It's a projector they have to go to because that projector is going to make their product look somewhat decent. So they have to use those projectors. We had a challenge was to swap out your projector for 1 solid year. The only thing you could use was a 600 by 800 720p SVGA projector. We swapped out our 5000 lumen Christie projector at 1920 by 1200, a WXGA venue projector, for a ViewSonic projector that was 600 by 800 720p SVGA. Keep in mind, our projector sat back 18 feet and the screen sat in a bay of windows at 126 inches. That challenge was never met, by the way. There you go. So keep in mind, if you're crutching your projector, especially on ultra short throws, because you're afraid of the distance throw and your image deteriorating in fully lit environments which you can't operate in, your customer will find this secret out. Any secrets and anything you lie about your product, your customers will find out. Unless you're giving them some detailed, freaking jacked up specification sheet telling them what they can't do, or even worse, you're writing it on containers, which I literally had that happen to me. I had someone write on the container that the product was not ambient light projection. In the YouTube videos, they claimed to be ambient light projection. When it got to us, it was not going to be ambient light projection. Yeah, we know who did that one already from the door. I literally had that. It's posted just about everywhere. Let me see. Yeah, Pico projectors, venue projectors. I see people doing Pico projectors. They'll throw the Pico projector up there. They go, look, it works. But you'll be in a dark environment the entire time when you do that. And then you have the cop-up excuse, and I've been there before, to say, well, it's 50 lumens. You can't really use that in a fully lit environment for real. Oh, yes, you can. We do it all the time. I've actually done one of those outside on a silver technology, not even black. So, no, your screen just doesn't work, that's all. Skipping contrast levels. Skip contrast levels like there is no freaking tomorrow. I've watched the YouTube. We're going to start doing something called the YouTube I guess we can call it the daily rant, or what we're going to call it. We want to use our technology to pull up other videos on other screens that they're actually using real ambient light projection while we are actually in ambient light exhaustion, fully maxed out environments. Do the comparison. We've already done one already. I had to delete the video because I was doing too much talking on it. But yeah, we're going to keep this one short and sweet because I got to put this onto a forum site. I want them to see what we actually do at the end of the day and how our products perform. But anyway, a lot of gray screens out there. A lot of certified high gray screens popping out of these little boxes and all that stuff. And every single one of you failed in those demonstrations. Excuse me, horribly. You got a 100-inch floor rising screen laying against a window, claiming to be ambient light projection, and then I sat there and watched the blinds shut when this screen was fully erected right across the window. Look, it's ambient light projection. We call it the birthday cake effect. That's what we're calling it now, the birthday cake effect. The birthday cake effect is when you have a birthday, you have that light coming off your cake, and that's the only thing in the environment. It's a birthday cake effect. I've literally seen environments doing a birthday cake effect. That dark in there. I go, oh, well, we got lights over in that corner. I guess we're in an ambient light environment, aren't we? It's kind of bright in here, isn't it? No, it's not. Gee whiz Louise, really? This is why I was in a conversation with somebody on AVS forums, and the guy was sitting there saying that ambient light projection has been abused. It's been abused due to the fact that people have now just call anything ambient light projection. Because you got a light in the corner. Oh, it's ambient light projection. Because you're bathroom lights on upstairs. Oh, it's ambient light projection. No, it's not. It ain't even close to ambient light projection. Take it outside. You'll find out. If you're afraid to turn your lights on because the first thing that pops up in your mind is your screen's going to wash out, you don't have ambient light projection technology. You don't even have it. What's the other ones we had? Oh, calibration. Good gracious. What the freak with that one? especially with the colors that some of these machines have today, coloring capability, and you're calibrating that, that's pretty bad. That is really, really bad. We've seen several people calibrate the P2. P2s have 1.7 billion colors. You're calibrating 1.7 billion colors. Anything wrong with the projectors? No, there's nothing wrong with the projectors. That's their knockoffs, but nothing wrong with the projectors. The screen is still on the projector. So how in the world you got a gray and white screen, you can't read 1.7? You have to calibrate to read 1.7. Even when you calibrate, you still can't read 1.7 because you're in the dark. Trying to calibrate a projector, trying to read 1.7 billion colors. You do know in that color combination of colors, there's something called dark colors in there too, which I'm going to show you today why white and gray screens can't read the dark color levels that are required in your screen. Your projector, for some reason, I don't know what it is with them, but they think for some reason all projectors just show all bright colors. No, they just don't. They do dark colors, contrast, and dark grays, and all that stuff, and black. Getting back to contrast, you can't read an infinity level. You don't pick it up at all, period. I love the gray screens. They come out there. They'll show a demonstration outside with the projector off. They have all the lights on, but the projector will be off. And then the minute you turn the projector on, the environment's super dark. Well, what's the point of showing me a demonstration with the lights off? With the lights on and the projector not turned on? What was that all about? I literally watched somebody do it. Matter of fact, we got on the blacklist. They deleted the video off his account, but we got a copy of it. The benefits of a gray screen versus a white screen, literally had lights on both sides, turned them completely off to do the demonstration. I'm like, what's the point of that? Okay. Anything that does not call itself ambient light rejection is definitely outdated. His screen paints claim to be, well, I don't know what they were claiming to be, but on the website clearly stated, we get videos on that, not ambient light rejection. If you're not ambient light rejection, then what the freak are you doing selling screen paint at the end of the day? Everything's ambient light rejection. Well, not really. It's just not. But everything's labeled as ambient light rejection technology. So, yeah, I don't even know why in the world anyone bought that nonsense. A fellow who had the soccer game, the screen washed out completely, was gone, not even there, and he opened up two windows, and he can sit there and state and say, well, hey, I've never said myself was oh wait, we did say yourself was ambient light rejection. We got you in a recording saying it at 147 or 143 on the blacklist. I'm literally saying it's ambient light rejection. You know what happened? A bunch of people took them up on that and found out the screen wasn't ambient light rejection, and it washed out. We literally have pictures of, I gotta say this, the Frankenstein. We have videos and pictures of that thing galore. I'll post them. I'll show you what we got. Yeah, it didn't do well at all, period. And a lot of people complained about it. And then he turned around and said, oh, it's not ambient light rejection. But see, here's the problem. You're challenging technology that is ambient light rejection. How does that work? Come on, people, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Tell me, how does it work? So, you can't call yourself the best of the best. Any gray screen out there, you can't say your product is considered to be, I don't know, advanced or whatever you want to call it. You can't call it that. It's not, no, it's not even that. I got gray screens can change the color of your screen. So you don't have advanced technology. You don't see contrast. You don't see color. This is where the gray screen lays at. The white screen, they're needed. You know why? Because you can paint over them. They're cheap. That's why. The cheap screen to paint over. I'm not painting over a gray screen. I got to pay more for that. You think you're going to get the same price for a gray screen you get for a white screen from any company? No, you're going to pay more for that because it's gray. They consider that to be a little high-end screen for them. So you're going to pay a little more for that. So I just get the white screen and pay over top of it. So the white screen has value. Where does the gray screen have value? I can't use it in here. It doesn't have ambient light rejection technology. That's one. Can't read a contrast level. There's another one. Doesn't pick up proper color correctly. That's why they're constantly being calibrated. Only thing it has is a white level, and that's gone because the screen behind us over here can take it out. So what do you have left? Nothing. It's an obsolete product now. It is what it is. It's an obsolete. You can't really use it for anything. I got multiple projectors in here. If I got to sit here and spend $3 for a projector to get a gray screen to work, I'm not even saving any money. I'm just spending a whole lot more money. So where am I going to use this thing at? Can I use it out? Oh, can't use it outside. If it's not functioning inside, you can't use it outside. Forget that. Commercial environment. Oh, you're not using a commercial. No. So if he painted the church up, right? And the church wanted to show an intergalactic star field, and really light that place up, because that place it's a church. It's well lit, trust me. Would that star field maintained? No way. I guarantee they found out later on. You know, when you're doing a demonstration in a commercial environment, you want to make sure all the lights are on. You want to make sure you're in a partially lit environment bragging about your screen. Come on, man. You're not bragging about your product. You're in a dark environment. You couldn't even see the fire exits. And then the guy even sat there and said, when he asked him, he said, are we fully lit? How do you not know that you're not fully lit? You can't see the fire exits. You ever been in a church before? Any place that has a well-lit environment, you see those fire exits crystal clear? So even he knows it's fully lit. Guy trying to say, no, it's not fully lit. Like, he's probably looking at him like, you don't see the fire exits? How are you supposed to be an expert in the field of projection screen setups and you don't notice that the fire exits are dark back there? That this area's not fully lit? You can't tell the difference between the two? There you go. Area has to be fully lit. Tell me, any place I walked into, we had to darken the environment to fire a screen up? No. When I was over in the smoke shop, when I was over there, did you see me darken the environment? No, isn't it? They're doing construction there. You can't be basically darkening environments when they're doing construction. No, we're adding tons of light. We had a bunch of windows in there. We were able to fire up that screen in there with no problem and push it through the window at the same time with no problem. Got to be able to back your stuff up. So there's new technology we have here. It's going to ruffle your feathers like there's no tomorrow. It does things that you can't even think about. You don't even have the power to even go anywhere near this technology at all, period. You're going to watch it paint over metal, which I have behind me right now. One hit, done. Fiberglass, one hit, done. Cardboard, done. It'll knock out whatever we throw it against. It has a nice thin application coating that bleeds just about anything we throw it through. It basically can feed through any type of paint sprayer, not any particular special kind of special paint. Forget that crap. It'll put it through anything you want. It'll run right through it, no problem. It has a roll-on application. As you saw, it can just, whatever it hits, it just masses and covers it. Like the box with all the print didn't even exist. No complicated instructions, none of that. Fully ultra short throw compatible with all our technology, ultra short throw compatible, and it can run on Picos on the top of my desk with no problem. Move me on this one. Oh, get over here. And you can convert those washed out, outdated, white and gray screens into the new technology. And unlike the rest of them, all our stuff is fully tested. It's batch number guaranteed. And if any of you jokers at the end of the day want to challenge me on a batch number, let me know. I'll see you in court. We got a whole commercial in here. All right. I want to... Wait a minute. What the frick is this running through? Well, are you freaking kidding me? Oh, that freaking crazy. Hold on for a minute. I just realized something just blew my mind just a few minutes ago. It's running through this, to the PC. It's not running through that one. Is it a cable issue? It's a cable issue. No, it could be a graphic card issue. It definitely could be a graphic card. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to tell you why. For some reason, when I plug this graphic card into here, this one has a problem. It kind of like, it fluctuates on the screen. I'd rather use the smaller one here because it's closer to the screen. This one I have to pull it back farther. This one has a short throw lens on it. This one doesn't. That, I never knew that. It's the graphic card that was doing it. Well, that's not good. Ah, just figured that out too. Yeah, because when we plug it on this side and here on that one, the card flicker, the system flickers, right? And I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is an old system. I've had this for a long. That's about 11 years. That's for a very long time. So maybe it's this. This is the one that's having it. Maybe it's having a damage. It's the graphic card. When the graphic card is running perfectly fine, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe my settings could be different in this one I have in this one. It could be much higher than this one because this one basically is not reading. If your frequency is way too high, if your monitor is just not going to pick it up, you can't find the signal. I think that's what's happening here, but this one's running perfectly fine right now. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to take this one over here. Because I'm just thinking like, okay, usually I had this on a separate feed. I would run it through a Fire Stick or something else because we don't run it through the PC because it was flickering on the PC. But it's not the PC. It's that one over there because for some reason I think I got that one set too high up. I'm going to go check my specifications and see where I have my resolution count at. Yeah, and this one's running over here with no problem. All right, just learned something new today. I'm thinking at the end of the day that maybe that, like, why can't we get this one to run? And it was flickering. It flickers on this one. Just, it's a graphic card. I guarantee I got the settings on the graphic card way too high. Yeah, what happens? I like to use this one because this one gives me a much bigger screen. And this one over here works better because it has the short throw and I have to have it pushed all the way back. Like I have to have this one in order to fit the screen. If this is too far back, what happens is it makes it hard for you to read. So these projectors, when you adjust them, the Picos, when you adjust them, like the big boy projectors, when you're doing the focus, you got an endless amount of room in the back to get your focus in just right. Picos are a little different. They only give you a little bit of room to focus on it. So we have to bring the projectors back, depending on which ones they are, a little farther back in order to get the focus to click. This one has that issue. Not so much of an issue, just have to be a little farther back to get the focus to work. Where this one basically has a short throw feature on it, which means I can be closer to this one and pick up an edge, where this one has to be farther back. That has a better focus than this one, as you can see. And that's the 50 lumens. Which now it has a little more even complicated because now it has these high power lights. You ever seen the lights on my PC are really, really bright? It's pushing through that screen. As you can see the bottom, this is a invisible black technology. I'd rather have the 50 lumens over there because it had to push through all that light in order to actually be able to push up. All right, so what do you got planned for today? Well, over here, on this section over here, I want the Halo system to basically connect into the screen, and the problem is there's little cuffs we had to keep the screen like a table, like to push it out from the to push it out to give it kind of a little more of a see-through effect to it. It's not working if we put the lights on this side. It just doesn't work well. So we literally have to build a frame that could just go straight up, come across, and come down. Oops. Really, that just hit my keyboard, honestly. That comes up this side, over here, and we put the lights here, here, and here. And we can take it off at will as we want to. We can move those around, or we can expand it, but we need a way to put the lights around it without basically being too close to the screen. I want lights to push in. I want the screen to be fully visible. Over here, we're building the background to put in two screens. Well, actually, the background we're going to put back there, the cardboard, it's all going to be painted over with our screen paint. Cardboard too, all of the paint. This one, this whole thing is painted over with the screen paint, all of it. The bottom half, all of it, all the new screen paint, is painted to this. We're going to do the same thing on that one over there. We got the other panel right there, which we're going to convert to our black technology. We're going to glue both of them to a surface, cardboard surface, and paint over the whole thing and be done. Just like we did with the giant panel system behind you. See, we get a much bigger image on this one. And I can use a 50 on that one over there. All right, so that's what we projects are working today. I got to go pick up a few things. I got to go take care and do a little walking this, get this stuff done. Gonna make a bunch of phone calls, and yeah. And we got some of the samples. The samples, okay, for sizes of samples. So basically, let me show you the difference in our tiles here. These are the invisible ones you see right there. We got one sitting over there behind the PlayStation over there. So these right here, this right here, these are what our samples are going to look like. They're going to be about this size right there when you get them. And these are flexes. This is a flex technology. These are the bigger sizes. This is actually the, I think these are 12 by 12s. Samples. These are 12 by 12s we have here. And that's the jade right there. 12 by 12. And then the bigger ones are these right here. Which are actually bigger ones. If I didn't repeat that already. That right there is 18 by 24. That's the biggest we make the flex in. And that's what we're using right now. We're using the 12 by 12s for this. Now, once we get all the paperwork locked in place, everything's ready to go for us to be able to give up this technology. Well, this one right here is going a little faster, but these are the different ones. These are the flex technology. Flex technology is a little different. So once we get all that locked in, everything's good to go, then we'll start the process on the flex on basically sending those out to companies. Now, I know we get people at the end of the day to think that the screen paint's going to do the same thing that the flex does. No, it does. We showed that in demonstrations already. It's a completely different screen. These things are far brighter. That's not going to take a direct hit from sunlight. It's just not going to happen. It's not transparent in any way whatsoever. This technology is fully transparent and it's designed to absorb a ton of light. That screen right here, the screen paint we have, will take in light, but not on the level what these things can do. This is a wholly different technology. I thought I had some visual effects going on over there, man. I don't even looking at fruit. Look at my visual effects. Let me see. Black background, beta fish. Where are mics at? Thanks for never where they're supposed to be. Let me see. It's a bad idea to wrap cables around the back of the screen. Let me see what we're gonna put here. That mic's here. What do we got here? You gotta get me a better, more. That's charging for that. That's for that unit. Okay, got any room back here at all? Period. For the mic system. So that's taking up for that. Well, no. You can run that here. Soon I should be wireless, but right now I'll have to deal with it. I'll have to deal with it. Right now I'm in the process of getting everything done. I'll fix that in a few minutes. Alright, let's get you out of the way. Perfect. Now, that's better. Black background, beta fish. So, people make products, it's going to ruffle your feathers big time. It is. Going to ruffle your feathers big time. But look, you have the option to make a better product. I've been telling y'all that for years. But you got to upgrade your stuff. And a lot of you have been riding that gravy train for a long time, keeping up with them old traditions, making up excuses at the end of the day why you feel that you don't have to upgrade. Now you're in a lot of trouble. This technology is designed to obsolete your stuff. I'm not joking with you. Your stuff will get wiped clean with this stuff. What are you going to do? You don't even have enough time to update now. You really don't. You should have started that 8 years ago. At least 5 years ago, you should have started that. We've been kind of saying it over and over again. Like, look, we got these crazy screens coming up that'll put all this technology. We're working on a shame. We were telling you this stuff and nobody was listening. Now look. Look, they're already upset and angry. So, well, these are the people who come into our room. We get a lot of people make screen paint products. They pop in our room, and they get mad and upset with us because they feel that, hey, they're bullying. No, it's not bullying. It's business at the end of the day. Don't be Karen. Don't cry about it. Don't use those words at the end of the day. It's business. If you were tangled with any one of these big companies, they would flatline you in a second. You're gonna cry to them at the end of the day about, oh, yeah, then don't be in the business. If you ain't got the tough skin, the outer hard shell, if you ain't got the armor built for business, you don't need to be in business. Get out of it. It's not for you. It's not a place for pansies. It's not a place for sassy boys. It's not a place for that kind of. It's a business. You got to work hard to get it. Can't be in there crying and whining and breaking the law. You got to work for it. If it's not for you, then you leave. That's what you do. You back it up or you pack it up. Because you got people out there besides me that will crush you on an everyday level. Don't cry at me about it. When you do that, it makes you look bad. When you resort to your business doing tactics that break the law, it makes you look bad. Other companies see what you do. It's not just me. Other people on YouTube see you. Other companies see you do this mess. It makes you look bad. If you can't handle this type of business, get out. That's what you do. It's not for everybody. Any kind of business is not for everybody. Some people get into the food business, don't realize how hard the food business is. Food business is extremely demanding. Any job you get into that you're going to require to do it yourself and you become the boss, it is going to be the hardest task you ever take on. So, you got to make a choice. Either you're going to be in it or just get out of it. But don't cry about it. Have some self-dignity about yourself if you're leaving out the door, at least. So that's what we get. We get crybabies that come into my channel. They come in here, they want to see what we're doing, what we're working on. And when they hear me mention certain keywords that I say, I watch your activity. When I mention certain keywords, they bail out of the room. They get upset. They get angry. Well, if it's the truth at the end of the day, who better to be more honest with than yourself? If you left the room because you're mad and upset because I said something that ruffled your feathers at the end of the day, then you've already told yourself the truth already. You're not cut out for it. Get out. Because if you mention my name at the end of the day, that's the worst thing you're going to do. That's a Pandora box. You're not going to be the shut at the end of the day. Your stuff's getting wiped off the planet. If you cancel out, you don't want that. Don't ever cancel out against my company. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Is to give our company back money when we come to buy from you. Don't do that. Nobody will touch you after that because, again, if you can't back your own product, no one's going to touch you. You got to back yourself up. I like this fishy thing. Look at that. We're pushing right through my screen. It's a fishy. A fishy. Kabam. So, yeah, we get that. People canceling out. People leaving form sites. We're used to this stuff. People drop somebody dropped an entire form site over something we went in there and showed them that they couldn't do. There's no point in having the form site anymore. If you're claiming that a gunmetal screen pulls 100% contrast and we show you that it doesn't, what's your form site going to be about now? That's why it's easier for form sites to ban us than to have us in there. Because we're in there, we can debunk a lot of stuff right there from the door. And yeah, you can't have people, but it's the truth. Sooner or later, going to bump into one of us. So, it's the truth. It is what it is. At least Screen Innovation was smart enough to make a black screen when everybody didn't. So if we weren't right about saying that a black screen was a more superior technology, why did they do it? They didn't make a gray screen. They didn't make another gunmetal screen. They didn't make a white screen. They made a black screen. So what does that say? It says a lot. It means that basically all this time we were preaching about black technology, they were listening. They were smart. The rest of you didn't do it. So now you're going to be obsoleted. It takes time to learn that technology. Did they come out right away with a black screen? No, it took them time to develop that. It takes time to make those screens. You have to know it. You have to learn it. I'm curious to see if they make another one. That's what I'm curious about. Or is this going to be the only one they make? Or how many do they make? So we make more black technology than they do. We make it at a faster pace because we've been doing it for years. This technology right here is the Ultimate Black. The Ultimate Black was made in less than 20 minutes. It's a stage 2. It's not even finished yet. Stage 3 comes next week. It'll be completed. but still has to go through a mess of testing. Let's have some fun with this one. And I can work off my PC on this thing too, which is fantastic. Got some fishies over here. So customers aren't the ones coming in here and running out the door. That's not customers. Customers don't do that. Customers want a better product. I've never met a customer a day in my life that ever said, you know what? I'm looking to get a lemon this year. A 100% lemon. I want a car that breaks down every 24 minutes. I want the engine block to crack. I want the transmission to have serious issues. I want the brake system to not even work. Heck, I hope it doesn't even come with a brake line if I'm lucky. I want it to be a gas guzzler. It cost me hundreds of dollars. I want the equivalent of 3 tractor trailers in my vehicle when it comes to basically eating through gas. That's a lot of gas, by the way. I want all the headaches that this car could possibly ever give me. I want to cry about this car every night about how I walk home more than I drive this thing. Nobody says that. Who sits there and says, "Oh, electrician's coming today. Oh, I hope he crosses the wires in the wrong way so we can get explosions and maybe the house may burn down." No one says that, ever. No one ever says that. Customers want the very best that they can get. So why would any customer basically come in here and be mad about us working hard, do all these tests that no one else is doing, to show all these different types of demonstrations? Every time my camera comes on, it's always something different. Why would they be upset about that? Why would you be upset about batch number verification and testing? And why would you be upset about that? That's you guys. You guys who make the products. That's you upset. You know what that means? That means the customer is going to now ask you, do you have the same thing that we have? And you're going to say yes. But if you say yes, you committed consumer fraud. Because you know what the customer's going to do? They're going to try to do the same thing with your product that we do in our demonstrations and find out they can't do it. And you got a problem on your hands after that. If you got not as described by PayPal, chargeback coming from a bank, or words upon words, they'll drag you into a courtroom and sue you for consumer fraud. So, there's that. So I'm going to ruffle your feathers today. I'm going to ruffle them feathers. Get in there and ruffle them feathers all up in there. Yeah. Oh, that's the little macho man in there. And get right up in them feathers. Right up in there. All up in them feathers. Get your ruffling. Get your upset. Get that blood a-boiling. Got you to the boiling point. And they're going to be mad. Watch. Go to the channels. You're going to see them in there ranting like crazy. My buddy was in there crying. Yo, you got them ticked off already in there, crying in there, upset. Pace yourselves. Got a lot of technology to show you. Once you mess around in there and you have a heart attack up in there, you got to calm it down. You two guys are too old to get upset like that. We're not exactly in the best of shape to be doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, either way, I'm going to ruffle your feathers today. We got a lot from up my stand. We got a lot of demonstrations and stuff. I want to show my customers what you should be getting 100% from your projection screen frame, from your projector, from the door, from all of that. And challenge those naysayers. Go out there and answer some questions at the end of the day. You got Crow 1176 out there. I don't know where the freak Danny's at. He seemed to have disappeared. No activity on the page, but for some reason the page updates from time to time. Nothing on it new, but just some dumb stuff. Well, that's them. Well, you got the other people. You're going to ask them too. You got some certified screens out there. I got Blue Screen coming in pretty soon. So you got them. Ask them questions. Go ahead and ask questions. Take our demonstration and say, hey, can you do this? And I guarantee you'll be coming back to us to buy our technologies because we're the only ones that can do it. And this new technology we have is absolutely incredible. As you can see, I didn't start the demonstration on some Optima P2 pushed up against the screen in a darkened medieval environment. Low lumen projectors. So you know what, today we're going to swap out for the low lumen. We do have to do an ultra strip for the day though. I'm going to use my $60, yeah, I hear me, $60 ultra short throw projector. $60. Oh, I forgot to add. Other properties this technology can do besides the projector mapping interactive technology, it can be sprayed into a floor, which means it has bleeding capability. So those mats we have right there, you can bleed into that, which means you can roll over it, step on it, whatever. You're not going to crack and peel it. On top of that, if you're dedicated theater rooms, and have you ever seen what these things look like with the lights out, that Tron? They look amazing, don't they? Even with the lights on, you really can't tell the difference. But anyway, when you do your dedicated theater room, not only can you do your wall, or however way you're going to have your screen there, but you can also do the ceiling. And we have experience in ceiling projection technology. I don't know about the rest of them. I've never seen any demonstrations by them. We have tons of demonstrations displaying our technology off the ceilings. They just make it up as they go along, don't they? Just make it up as they go along. Let's get something else here. Oh, we got the certified too. We got some certified. We got out certified here now. We got. Let's go with Are we in a different mic on this one? No, it's not that one. Oh, we're on a definitely. Let me see. I'm gonna get the perfect black OLED. Oh, wrong keyboard. I get it mixed up. You would think this one would be here, but I have them vice versa switched up. Let's go with the perfect. Oh yeah, black one. It's the same perfect black. Now, gentlemen, those of you who like to make trouble and carry on, I got some extra people I brought on board to watch you. Yep, they're monitoring everything you do. Everything you do. Mind you, since we already have in play police reports filed, lawsuits, things involving copyrights, infringements, all this stuff already in motion, that anything you do, anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You ever heard that when you get your rights read? Yeah, we're dead serious, yeah. So we find anything on you, anything that pops up, picture of my face, whatever, these are going to be extra lawsuits, extra prison time. They'll be added to the already charges we have filed against you already. Mr. Fernando, I want you to understand this. If I catch one video demonstration of you claiming to have this product or any false demonstrations, I will have officers at your front door. I will get a warrant for your arrest. If you think I'm joking, the same thing I had to do over with Baltimore with that guy thing, which I have to contact them again with the detective units to father that and push that so it needs to go where it needs to go. So we can send down documents to them. That's why we need detective units involved, because they give us an email. We can send over everything we need to see. So, just so you know from the door, if anything pops up, any fake demonstration, you know that process server that came to your front door, this will be far worse. I will basically call down to that district. I will send them down that police report that we have on you over here. But not only that, mind you, we know that you do not have proper documentation, and I will make sure clearly know that we have immigration now involved in this, because you committed very serious crimes on United States soil. So I'll make sure that we get that taken care of the minute we see it pop up. It's going to happen either way. And for the individual, when he kept coming and saying, oh, it's a racist thing, nobody. You do know that when we take you to court, before you can actually walk through a courthouse, you have to show identification, state ID. In order to get state ID, you have to have a social security number, birth certificate, all that in order to get one of those. So you would have still been pinched either way. You're going to court multiple times. They're going to request those documents. You can't even walk through a courthouse now without state ID. So I don't know how that would have worked either way. So we find anything. Keep in mind, we have already in motion showing that we've had outstanding problems from you. You're already documented in the system already of being a person who's committed crimes against our company, including the fact that we had to have a process server come to your door for copyrights. The fact that the process server was there is enough for us to basically get you thrown in jail, buddy. Because it shows the process server would, if you didn't have the copyrights, if your copyrights were fake, process server would have never been there. If there wasn't enough evidence, process server would have never been there. He was there because there was enough evidence to prosecute you. You know that, we know that, we all know that. So with everything we have now already in motion, I'll make sure I'll contact whatever district, police department, FBI, whatever's down there in California, and we'll basically talk to them and let them know that we've been having this problem from this particular apartment over here, and the person in this apartment of interest, your full name, all your information, everything we have, we'll send it right over to them. We need to have an officer go out there. We also will let them know that we also file with immigration. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to contact that department, and they'll be out there too. You don't own the product. Don't do fake demonstrations. This is why you're being sued for millions of dollars now. because you went out on YouTube, did a whole bunch of fake demonstrations claiming that our products came out the way. That's why we'll see you in federal court. Yeah, I had to give him that message in there because I know he was in here. He's always in here, weirdo. Always in our room watching us. Just to let you know. My people come back and say, go ahead, play. Play if you want. See what happens, how fast this executes in no time at all. You ever heard of the, what we call the revolving door effect? That's what you just triggered off. So the revolving door effect is when somebody, they let them out and they do something stupid and they bring them back in. When they let them out again. And this process keeps up until they build a high enough case on them, showing that this individual has these activities and this is his pattern. Now, the next time they get him in there, they can give him those football numbers at the end of the day. Could say, hey, look, we let Mr. So-and-so out multiple times, and he just kept committing the same crimes over and over again. We built a case on you now. And I will have your landlord, by the way. I got somebody seeking out his landlord. His landlord is an interesting individual. He does not want to be found. I know why he doesn't want to be found. I know why. I'm not going to say it, but I know why he doesn't want to be found. I definitely know why. He just did everybody dirty, man. Everybody who put their neck out for this guy, he did them all dirty. That's why, we know why. We're not going to say on camera, but we know why he doesn't want to be found. I told you, the people are doing the background check on that building right now. Yeah, they dug up a lot of crazy stuff. I see why he doesn't want to be found. You got to pop up sooner or later, you don't have to. His LLC is sitting right on top of this building. When we slam him with the lawsuit, it's going to hit the building. And we can do about it. He made it. He had the option. Everybody has that option. You have the option whether you want to go to the bank and drop off your money or take out your money, or you have the option of going to rob the bank. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know what happens if you choose that side. You're going to go to jail. You know that from the door. People still do it, but you know you're going to go to jail. I think the regret comes in when a person is driving down a highway and you got like 20, 30 police officers and a chopper behind you, and you're thinking that I made a mistake. Well, it's too late now. You already did it. I'm pretty sure he has common sense. He just basically overshadows it with that being arrogant and that revenge nonsense. I don't know what the heck that's all about. So I've already put things in play already. The minute we're working on this, it's not even available yet, but the minute it comes available, I'm already working on your case already as we're working on this. So the minute we launch this, anything pops up, something's coming to your front door. Ahead of time. Already filed for lawsuits, already filed for additional criminal charges, and we'll be contacting, showing that we have a track record of problems from you when we contact California police to let them know that we need an officer out there along with immigration to come pick you up. Everything's been set up already, so we're ready. We're waiting for you. We're waiting for you to come in and do something stupid. That's all we need. We got enough to prosecute him everywhere we want, but this will quicken the process even faster because it shows that he did a revolving door effect. Is that even there anymore? Where's this at? This is Florida, right? No, they had that horrible storm down there, and all that got taken out. They're probably rebuilding it. It shouldn't take long, but the technology we got today really shouldn't take long to rebuild anything. Unless you're dealing with the ecosystem, then that's another problem you're going to have right there. When you have storms, people don't realize that when you have floods, and floods destroy areas, you got to remember all the different disinfected chemicals and stuff you have in your garage, in your basement, and inside your underneath your sink basically marinates. All that stuff, those chemicals and everything from factories and all that stuff, when our area floods out like that's a chemical in the water. It marinates in the water. It has to go somewhere, and that's where it goes at. So yeah, when you have chemical factories and all that stuff, you have a big flood that takes out a lot of area like that, yeah, all those chemicals marinate in the water, and that seeps into the earth. That damages the ecosystem. And that takes many, many years to fix. So, it's catastrophic. I think the aftermath is the worst. I get microphones on this side. And we got to put that in there, people. We got to put that in there because, again, like I told you, We got an individual that does not know how to keep his hands to himself because he's a jealous guy at the end of the day, and that's all he does. He just hates on us. But just so you know, Mr. Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, the entire time we're testing the screen, we're getting documents ready. So the minute anything pops up on your channel, I can show that, look, we already prepared for this. We've had problems with this individual. We have copyright issues with them and all different forms of violations of stalking and whatever. We can have them sent to your front door right away. Should have did that a long time ago. Let me see. I'm going to go with, they'd be like, oh, I got it from a customer. He's still being sued, by the way, in court. He's going to show about the quantum and quasar. He's being sued for both of them. And if you mess up on either one of them, you can't back that claim up. Fernando, it's 30 years for committing fraud against my company. We can show a track record of you doing this, so we can get those 30 years easily. So it's 30 years for each one of those screen paints, including the amount of money you're going to have to pay us. So you're still going to court for that too. All that. But I'll quicken this process up real quick. I'll have an officer and I'll have immigration at your front door in no time at all. Now, for those you sitting there saying, well, immigration, what you trying to get him deported? He's not getting deported. He'd be lucky if he gets deported. That'd be lucky if he gets that. Oh, heck no. No. He's going to sit in a holding facility. He's got charges. Very serious charges against him. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay and he's going to do the time. The copyrights, as you all know, that's going to run about 80, 90 years. I'm being nice when I say that. It's up there. It's way up there. And then you got all different types of fraud, and on top of that, that whole perjury nonsense that went on and some other crap he got involved in. But yeah, it's pretty bad. So he's not going anywhere. He has to stay here and do this time. And unfortunately for him, it's a lot of time. So he's not going anywhere. They're involved because of that whole nonsense he did with some nonsense he was doing. We had to put in his cyber charges. You want to get all snowflake. Oh no, he's trying to be racist. Oh, by the way, I'm suing you for that too, for making that statement. So get ready for another lawsuit. That's going to cost you 50 grand from opening your mouth and making that statement. Make it again, see what happens. Snow screen savers. People hate people like that. I'm not a person that hates people like that, but people hate people that every time you try to do something positive, trying to do something, work on something, you always got some jerk behind you doing something stupid, trying to discredit your work. And Mr. Fernando, you're going to wish you have never met me when I get done with you. You'll have plenty of time to think about it. Where you're going. And don't run. Don't do that. Don't you dare run. I got a bounty hunter. And he's willing to do it for free. You know he is. Don't run. Don't do that. Just wait. Face the music. Get it over. Well, you ain't gonna get over and done, but you pretty much get over and done. You ain't running for the rest of your life. And you run. Oh yeah, a bounty hunter. I told you about. We got a bounty hunter. He said some nasty stuff to him. He don't keep a professional one. Thank God it's his job, but he's gonna track him. So you better not. You better not skip. Oh my God, he does seem like the type of person that if he had to be summoned for court for sentencing, that he would leave. And because that's why with immigration involved in this, they consider him to be a very serious flight risk. So he won't get any form of bail or anything whatsoever. They're not going to do that. Nope. He's a flight risk, and he might take off. I don't know where he's going to go, but he's a flight risk. So he's not going to get into that whatsoever. Look at the white levels on that. 300 lemons. It's a shame we got to bring this stuff up in our videos sometimes, but we have to. This guy's a 100% jerk. Like, he does this stuff all the time. He does it to everybody. There was a YouTuber that slammed him for messing with that screen called, I think, Linksy. It's Lux. Something has a real strange name to it. It's a pretty good screen. I tested it. It's not on our level, but it's a good screen. And he did something to it. He made it really dark. He made it look really, really bad. And somebody jumped on him about it on YouTube, talking about, you're the type of person that you take other people's products and make them look bad to make yours look better. There and did that, and he's known for doing that kind of stuff, tampering with people's products to make them look bad. I'm gonna throw your butt in jail now. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And you think I'm playing with you, Jamie? Test me, see what happens. Say I won't have somebody beating on your door in no time at all, screening either process server or basically a police officer. And I will reach out to that landlord. I'm definitely gonna find him. Because for him to go out and get somebody to act like a landlord, which we had that happen, we have all that documented for that fellow who did that. You're in a lot of trouble, by the way. To try to fake like he was his landlord, that tells you right there he's scared about his landlord finding out, because I guarantee his landlord put his neck on the line for him. And he finds out all the activities and everything he's been doing, he's gonna kick him out of the building. I guarantee he's not gonna like it. Put his neck on the line. You basically lit a fire under his feet. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to say it, but I'm pretty sure there's other activity. I'm going to leave it at that. And you pretty much made it rough for anybody else. So, again, either he already knows, or keep in mind that because he committed perjury on that LLC, they're contacting the building. I know they're contacting that building. I know they are. So he probably knows about it already. Look at the woofy on that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. The eyes are interesting. Because if you look at the emu, you look at the huskies, they don't have that type of eyes like that. Oh my goodness, man. Look at that. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? I'll be a dog. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Oh my goodness. I love wolves. Good gracious. Look how thick the ears are. They gotta be females. Yeah, we went up on top of that like, oh, look, a pack of wolves. It's just not gonna go well. All right, I'm gonna get here and enjoy my screen thing that we're doing. Well, we gotta put that out there because, yeah, this jerk did all kinds of stuff trying to tear down our company. Yep, we gonna pay for it now. We already set it up already. The minute we said we mentioned the name of this, we already went down and get ready to file a class action lawsuit against them, and also 2 criminal charges. And with the criminal charges we already had, we're gonna contact California's police down there. We gotta go down there ourselves, Mr. Fernando. We will be there, and I'll get a warrant for your arrest. On top of that, we'll let them fully know that we got to file with immigration. We need them up there as fast as possible. Get this nonsense taken care of right away. 2025 is all about getting our company to the next level, but more importantly, getting you guys in front of a judge. And we're going to get every single one of you in front of a judge. You're getting eviction notices, getting your property taken from you, getting massive lawsuits, getting jail time. This is not going to be a happy year for some people. But this is what you get when you go out and you attack people and you spread false lies about their company. So the only thing that's going to save your neck in this situation, the only hope you got to get out of this whole thing, you're going to have to show that our product did exactly as you claimed on this YouTube video. And if you can't, which you know you can't anyway, you can't do it, you're facing a lot of craziness. A lot of craziness, and you can't. Ugh. I'm also too going to bring our requested black paint. We never got it. We all know how that happened. That's going to be used in court. Couldn't send it. And then they will beat the crap out of that demonstration. Oh crap! Just thinking about that right now. Hold on for a minute. What's that right now? We have enough floor, so I'm doing a 311 projector. All right. Let me see. And I got to get screens to go too. So we should have time to knock that one out. We got to do a paint down demonstration for that one. Get that one built with the Halo system. Do our demonstrations on this technology and that technology. Kadoosh. Find my glasses. Where the freak I put them at? I can't find my yellow glasses. I'm going to have to buy me another pair. Heck no, and I like those glasses too. Why is it when you can have a pair of sunshades that you don't even wear at all, period. But the minute you start wearing them, you will lose them. And they'll be like the best glasses you ever had, man. I know where I got them. I got them on Amazon, so I just reorder them again. Still, I like those glasses. Look, even had a case for them and didn't stick them in the case. Because we never do that. Some people do. Some people do stick them in the case. Me, no. I put them every place else. I probably set them down somewhere. I'm going to eat them up for being here. Oh, they were the Ray Charles glasses. The dark ones. Ugh. Let me see what we're going to do here. What are we over here for anyway? Oh. I keep holding on. I like this little screen. I built this this morning when I came in. It's my little screen. That's at 300 lumens. That's black paint on one side. Other side is our technology. So keep in mind, I've warned people on this stuff. Be careful now. Don't say things out of your mouth that are not true. I'm one person about giving people second chances. We gave that guy too many second chances. It's not even funny. But if you get that black letter that pops up, chances are it's probably creasing the sixth letter telling you to shut it down and cut it out. Because if you're making statements, as the other one did, saying that we use 5,000 lumens, and you mention my name next to that statement, that'll land you in court and get you a lawsuit. Don't say things you can't back up. We do these demonstrations all the time. Every time I do one of these demonstrations, you know what I expect at the end of the day? I expect for gray screen to do the same thing. We bring this up so many times. You know how many forum sites I've gotten kicked out for that statement? What's the difference between your product and everyday house paint? Well, we have a higher white level. We have a better... You don't have contrast for jack. Don't even bring that in the situation. Stop that one altogether. Be done with it. I never could understand how gray screens sit there and they'll say we have a better contrast. You don't have contrast. In order for you to have better contrast in the white screen, you would literally have to have actual contrast. Do you understand how that one works? You have a darker shade of gray. That's what you have. But you don't have contrast. Oh, my goodness. The frustration sometimes, people, the frustration. You don't have actual black. Stop it. Stop it. It's like just going over with a water bottle, a spray bottle, and a freaking piece of newspaper. Stop it. How dare you say something like you don't have contrast. This is why I'm going to have to take y'all to court and sue y'all or get y'all to stop saying that, because you can't say that. Only black screens have that capability. Even if you have a crappy black screen, it can be crappy as long as it's black, not gray like you've seen the other one. Still, that screen's going to pour a higher contrast than your screen. White levels might be horrible. Color balance might be off. And it may have an issue with absorbing light. That's why you're sticking in these dark environments all the time. But other than that, it still picks up a contrast level better than the gray screen. So you can't say that you have a contrast level and that is actually having a contrast level. How does that work? That's like with the gunmetal screens. They're claiming that the gunmetal pulls a black level. What happens when you develop a black screen? Then what? Now what do you say? You pick up a darker shade of gray. Keep holding. I'm just gonna get right here. Snow. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get this instead. I like these better. You know why? They don't accumulate a lot of heat at the end of the day. Cut out. There you go. There you go. Now, I'm going to put a challenge out there for you gray screens out there. You're going to be on a 300 lumen projector and a maxed out environment. Tons of light in there. I want to see the difference between your product and everyday gray paint. That's what I want to see. Can you give us that today? Can you give the YouTube community that entertainment today? I bet you what I just said right now will flatline a lot of people right now. And they won't do it. This is going to go on my site. Right in my shopping cart, I have the highest list of black versus black demonstrations. This is going to be plastered. I got a section there I'm building just for this screen right here to show it off. Now, can you give me that? Can you give me that? Customers want to see it. I want to see it. We all want to see it. What is the difference between your product and everyday household paints? Like, I hate that guy. That guy, Kenneth. Yeah, I hate him. He's always thinking of some crazy jacked up stuff to put us through. I go through it. It'd be different if I sat there and said that you can go through it or no, I'm not going to do it. No, I do it too. Why would I miss out on the fun? I'm not depriving myself of that kind of fun. Are you crazy? I like doing these demonstrations. I do them as much as I possibly can. I freaking love it. I'm going to go buy some black material today. I'm excited about that. I'm still on a list for basically getting the black version of the microblend. Oh, I told you I should have bought that when I first saw it. Now I can't even get it because it's hard to get it. I want y'all to match my energy. All the testing that I do on this screen, I want you to match my energy. If I do certify, you do certify. Fully lit max environments, you would do those too. If I go outside, you go outside. You do the exact same thing I do. If you can't keep up, well, that's how it works. That makes us more superior technology. Oh, are we using a high-powered projector, people? Are we using a high-powered projector to do this? No, we are not. Let's have a little fun here. See, when I say that, this means that anything I do, you're going to have to do. So, if I do something crazy on camera, it means you have to do it. What if I put this projector in eco mode? Do you want that challenge at the end of the day? Now, the fact that I said it means in the back of my head, something tells me you're going to have to do it because you said it. So let's try it. I love doing stuff like this. This is where things get really fun and exciting. Well, exciting for us, not exciting for them. We're going to go over here to eco mode. Now you'll see basically with the screen will dim. That's eco mode. That's non-eco mode. That's eco mode. So now you got to do it. You're going to do it on my QME projector. You're going to do it in eco mode. You know what eco mode is for this thing? 60 lumens. It's 60 lumens. That's it. So you got to fire up at 60 lumens. Show a difference between a massive night and day. None of that freaking dumb nonsense by saying on camera, oh, it's a yellowish tone. I'll show you a yellowish tone. I get your paint over here, I will literally show you what a yellowish tone looks like on your product. But it's neither here nor there. Do the demonstration. These projectors they have on YouTube. If you call yourself having a company, put the money in and buy it. They're about $100 to $40. It's a QME 2 projector. Go pick one up, do the demonstration. Mind you, in your maxed out environment, I'm roughly up here at 24,000 over top me right now. Yeah, it does hurt. Trust me, you have no idea what 24,000 of light feels like. It's really, really, it hurts your skin, it hurts everything. But anyway, I want to see a meter not reading your environment. And I mean not a meter laying on the table. That meter has to sit on the floor and it can't read. I have so much light you have to have lit in your environment that a meter won't even register and pick up. And you're going to do that at 300 lumens. Did I set the bar too high? Did I? Just seems people either like, oh my goodness, that's madness. Who would ever do that? Who in their right mind would ever do that? We just did it right now on camera. I just did it right in front of you. Larry just did it. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're giving up already. Man. Yeah, making it fun for us. Come on, you can't be copping up. We're talking about people who make screen paint products, by the way. They're the ones that come into our room and talk a lot of trash. Customers already know they're our product's number one. We beat the crap out of you guys every freaking day. Come on now. You're watching me do a demonstration in an environment that even your house right now can't even generate the light that I have in here. And I can do this on this little tiny projector right over there. It's QME. We're on the QME projector right there. QME projector right here, fully lit environment. Doing this demonstration when all this light over the top was bam. And we can do this against black paint. You going to tell me at the end of the day you can't even do that? Really? You got somebody come to matching house paint talking about they got a yellowish tone? No. No. You have to see the difference between night and day. It's very important. So that way, my customers are going to pay I think it's like $362 for this technology at 32 ounces. I'm going to pay that kind of money for paint. It better be to pass the demonstrations, tests, everything. I want to see it. I want to see it getting certified. I want to see it in full environments. I want to see it in ultra short. I want to see it inside. I want to see it outside. I want to see it on low lumen projectors. I want to see white level demonstrations. I want to see all of it before I put a dime on anything like that. So, can you back your product up? Why should people spend the money for your product? Can you work in my environment? Because it's very important you can work in here. What are you going to suggest me to do if I tell you about my environment? What are you going to suggest me to do? You're going to suggest me to change up my projector? I've had someone do that one already. I went to go look at their screen and said, well, you can't use that projector. You got a Christie LW400. Really? Why do you have that? I like the projector. It's my projector. That's what I use. Well, you're going to have to upgrade. You're going to have to get like something, a 4K projector with a higher contrast and with better colors. That's the only way you're going to be able to see a really proper image. I've literally heard someone say that to me. Well, I'm looking at my own screen on the phone. Oh, why can't I use the 720p projector? It's just an outdated machine. It's never going to do what you think it's going to do. You're really not going to pick up that 100% contrast level without one of these projectors. That's interesting. Really. What about ambient light? I mean, I'm pretty sure at 4,000 lumens, but no, that's not going to really give you what you want, at 4,000 lumens, you know what I mean? It's too old of a machine. You need to really update and get something new. Well, how much money is new projector going to cost? Well, it's a little costly, but it's worth the investment, and by about $3,000, $4,000. You heard that one before? I have. Okay, so if I get an ambient light projection screen, a gunmetal, really good one, can I use it in a full lit environment? Well, in a way you can, in a way you can't, but you're best using it with ambient light controlled environment. It's the best way to optimize. And you may, if you feel that the colors aren't just right, you can always calibrate. And I'm sitting there having this conversation while I'm staring at my screen outside. Flipping through star fields, flipping through different colors and white levels and stuff on a projector that I paid $125 for. There you go. Something's just not right there, Skippy. It's just not right. Contrast is everything. I got that song stuck in my head now. So you have to have these tests done before you can sell that product. So if you are selling a product out there and it's not properly tested, this can land you in a lot of trouble. When you go to court, they're going to request your test. Someone takes you to court, they're going to request your test. You get a charge back on, you got to fight a bank at the end of the day, they're going to request tests. Even PayPal's going to request tests. Everybody's going to request tests. You buy a car and your brakes give out on you and you slam into a building. God forbid, I hope it never happens to you ever. But it happens to people. What are the first thing they do when they take a car apart the car? They pull out and figure out what caused the accident. It's the brakes that caused it. So what do? They go back and they check the brakes. They go and check testing. How often were these brakes tested? Exactly. Did they find anything like this, like the brakes given out in testing? Were there a recall on it? Were there basic parts that were used that could have made the brakes defective? They look into all that, the whole 9 yards. And you know what they request from every individual for those parts? Whatever they used them, made it themselves, or whether they got from other people, they request for all test demonstrations on everywhere. Because somewhere along the line, somebody didn't do their job, and that's the reason why that car didn't basically operate properly and hit that wall. They're going to go through everything. And if you pop up as one of those companies that's saying, well, actually, we don't have any tests, kind of launched it. Like, what do you mean you launched it? So you don't know whether or not this thing had a failure rate or what? So, I really think it would even happen. There you go. You got sued. That's how fast they'll break something down to figure out what triggered the effect. I know I sued some people in court for something stupid one time. And I watched basically how they went through that whole thing. I was like, gee whiz, they go through everything. All right, people. So, let me see. Gray screen, gray screen, gray screen, gray screen. Let's get a gray screen here. Got 300 lumens. I'll get a gray screen. Mr. Drive, this is absolutely bonko. You're paying money for this thing, you know what I mean? Now, a home theater screen is a big, I'm going to trim that off a little better. A home theater screen is a big investment. It is. It's a big investment. Whether you pay more or less, it's still an investment at the end of the day. It's your hard-earned money, and you want the best that you can get out of it. Everybody wants that in life. No matter what it is, you want your hard-earned money. You want the best, right? You don't want to get ripped off in the process. So let's see, at 300 lumens. And like I said, high white level, so not a good sign. Red screen. Oh, forgot microphones on that side. Are we using mics on that side? No, just for a fish that's moving back around in that tank. That's pretty much it. Where is microphones at? Over here. Where's the microphones at for this section right here? They got a controller hooked up here. Bring the controllers. Alright. There we go. Mics are back in order. Red screen. See? Told you. Can't read it. We do that 300 lumens. It's the best way to do it. Let's go with blue screen. One of the colors that fail the hardest on certain screens is blue. That's why you watch a lot of demonstrations. They do a lot of fish, deep ocean scenes and stuff. That's why blue has a very difficult time. They want to show that the screen can read the blue. It's very hard to pull from the screens. Green, not so much. But that blue and red, yeah, that has issues. Now, mind you, we got these are lighter colors. We haven't switched over to darker colors yet because you're still going to read those colors too. You can just skip those. You can say, well, we have a projector, a 1.7 billion colors, but we don't do contrast. And we don't do darker colors. What do you do? Light colors? No, not good enough. You can do all of them. Get it done. Get it done. Let's go over here and let's get some green screen. Should put down green screen saver. Actually bring me up green screen. Let's see. There we go. Nope, failed at that too. I would think it would pick up the green screen okay, but no, they failed on the green screen. They washed out. So that didn't read either. So mind you, if I'm using a gray screen on my desk, it's not going to work. How would I work the gray screen on my desk? How would it work? And right there. Nobody knows it. Let's get some purple in there. Purple screen. Purple screen. And again, purple screen. Now we know you gray screen paint makers are going to be in there talking about how our screen paint at the end of the day, your product is better at the end of the day. How? Again, you can't read an infinity contrast level. Watch this. Starfield screensaver. Are you going to read this on my desk? Are you going to read this on anybody's desk? Can you read it on anybody's desk? Can you do that? No, you can't. So what would make it better if you can't read a black level? What are you going to do? How do you fix that problem for the customer? Just going, you know what you're going to do? You're going to tell them they have to be in a darker environment. That's what you're going to tell them. Ambient light controlled or dark environment. And you're going to tell them that they're going to have to spend the money for a projector with a higher contrast in order to fix your problem. It's not their problem, it's yours, just having the problem. That's what you're going to advise them to do. In order for our screen to be to see those high white levels, that means that our screen has to be to read a white level. We put black paint up there, it doesn't read, it comes up dark and dirty. Because it can't read the white levels. So you can't help me here, can you? I want to turn my desk. I can't see you guys. I want to turn my desk into a giant projection screen I want to see the stars. I want to see the universe. I want to see snow. I want to see colors. I want to see it all, everything. And I don't want to spend money for an expensive projector. I'm not calibrating. I'm not going to stick in a dark environment. I have to be able to read and do paperwork at the same time and be in a fully lit environment. How are you going to help me out? Sell it to me. Come on. Tell me something. I've been fantastic if the guy worked on Shark Tank. Show me something. Let's go over to Sony 1 hour demonstration, which we're not going to do. We're going to do the transition. The transition means this is going to go to bright colors, and it's going to go to deep contrast, and then it's going to come into the reds and blues and greens. That's what I like about that particular setting here. So let's see what we got going on here. There we go. The transition process. So when your screen's constantly doing this, and movies, it constantly does it. And for anything you watch, it constantly transitions from contrast to white levels to color levels. It goes back and forth. The problem is that the gray and white screens can't pick that up. That's why they're required to be in dark environments. Because you're in well-lit environments, that transfer rate doesn't go that well. That's why they're awful for using them on ultra-short throw projectors, a projector that is strictly trying to get itself into the industry as replaced on a TV. The problem with the ultra-short throw is the reason why it's having such a hard time trying to replace a TV, because it doesn't have a worthier screen that matches the projector's technology capabilities. The wake-up call for these people who have ultra-short throw projectors on gray screens, keep in mind, my monitor, which is reacts, it's like a TV, it's a monitor, it's a TV and monitor, that's what it is. It stays in the light, and it costs less than your whole projection setup at ultra short throw. You spend more time in the dark with an ultra short throw than I do with that monitor over here. And I paid $85 for it. So that tells you right there, that's a huge wake-up call right there. All the power your machine has, you still have to suffer in the dark. So why are you going through all that nonsense to begin with? You're at 3,000. Some of y'all are at 3,000, a foot away from the screen, and we're here roughly at, let's see, probably about the desk. It's about 3 years. This desk, it's a wide desk. It's about 3 feet. It's just about 3 feet wide. And we're able to read. Got lights right over top of us. Yeah, bright one. Desk looks nice and bright. Let's see that transition. See the grass? Remember I told you about the greens and colors that don't pick up? This is why we show you the colors first. Excuse me. Because what they'll do is they'll try to camouflage your colors all together and say, oh, look, it's picking up perfectly. It's not. We can see the washout badly. So that's why we show you solid greens and blues. That calibrates your eyes to see what you're supposed to see, and now you can see it much better. It's like one of those paintings he said back in the 80s with the dots all over them, and there's hidden stuff inside of them. Now you can look at that over 100 times over and over and over again, and you won't even see it. But then the minute you do see it, you can't unsee it. Every time you walk by, boom, it just pops up in your face like, oh, okay, there it is. Like the FedEx truck. You know, FedEx has an arrow in their name. You don't see it at all. Trucks go past you all day long. You'll never see it. And so somebody points out, like, oh, that's an arrow right there. You'll never unsee it, ever. So as you see, look at the grass. The thing about they understand when it comes to these screen paints, that grass comes in different shades. Just like if you're looking at the forest, it comes in different shades. It comes in browns, it comes in greens, it comes in yellows, it comes in different shades. And if you can't read those different shades, you got multiple shades of green that are firing off on your projector. So if you can't read the multiple shades, that means the reason why you can't read them is because you need a heavy contrast level to do it. Because you're going to be darker colors are going to pop up. Always darker colors are going to pop up, and you can't see it because your screen can't pick up contrast. It only reads one shade of everything. That's literally what gray screens do to your screen. White screens are even worse. It's just, you already know where you're going with that. You definitely know what you're going with that. Seriously, just nothing's going to pick up on that. And the sad thing about the white screen at the end of the day is, like I said, it's a screen worthy. It's still worth something because you can paint over them. But the people who sell them at the end of the day, I mean, man, make it so the projector's going to do all the work. That's just crap. That's not going to happen. It just isn't going to happen. So we're going to be doing, as we go along with this technology, our new screen paint, we're going to show you everything that you should be seeing in screen paint today. You should be seeing these demonstrations the minute they paint that screen down. If they're not showing you any of this stuff, you come to us. That's where you come to. And you people make these products at the end of the day, you want to run your mouth and blah, 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 blah. We better not catch you, because if I catch you, I'm going to bring you to court. And you're going to have to say the same nonsense you said in a YouTube video, because I'll have a recording of you making this statement about my company, and you'll have to back it up. It's going to cost you money. You know what a violation for one of these things are? If you violate one of these bachelor numbers or anything whatsoever, it's $1 million. If you don't like the product, that's your business. I don't care about freedom of speech. Knock yourself out. I don't like it. It's not to my liking. That's you. I'm good with that, 100%. But when you start using keywords like scammer, rip-off artist, and all that stuff, I'm going to sue you for millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Not 50,000, not 100,000, not 200,000. Millions of dollars. Think I can't do it? Get a lawyer to contact me and see if I can. I've been asking for that. How long? Get a lawyer. Yeah, you know where I'm at. Get a lawyer. Reach out to me. See if I can't sue you for making do that. A lawyer will tell you right there. Any lawyer will tell you right from the door. Oh, he's 100% right. You say something about him, it's not true, and you can't back it up. He's going to clean your clock in the courtroom. Oh, by the way, look at the reds on the gray screen. I told you before. Yeah. Did they do this on a standalone? If our screen wasn't there, this was on a standalone, they would say, oh, the reds are perfect, they're fantastic. But a person who's been seeing darker colors, more high-performance colors, they're going to pick it up. They're going to see it. They're hoping to get people at the end of the day that don't know much about screens. That's a perfect person for them. If a person doesn't know much, a person they can manipulate and cheat, that's what they like. They don't like people like me. Of course you don't. Because I'll out your stuff in a hot minute. So see how the reds pick up beautifully on our side? On that gray side, you will be calibrating. You'll be in dark environments. That's where it'll put you at. And they're going to coach you to go buy more expensive projectors, something you really don't need to be buying. Oh, by the way, you know how much the Cumi cost me on the table? $40. $40. That's all I paid for my projector was $40. Look at that. $40. You want to get what you paid for. And you don't want to pay for anything else. That's the whole thing. You don't be paying for anything else. Just paid for a projection screen. Some people pay for a projection screen and have a projector in it. Some people have a 720p sitting in there. You know, you're going to tell me I got to spend more money for the projector? Are you kidding me? I should have just paid for a screen. What am I going to be paying for more money? You can keep everything you got. You're good. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. And if they're having a hard time using, if you put it this way, if you're using ambient an ambient controlled environment inside, what the heck are you going to be doing outside? How are you going to operate in a commercial environment? I can see right now, we install this technology in office buildings, and they used to having people turn out the lights to do a presentation. Like, hey, turn out the lights. Oh, I forgot, we don't got to do that no more. We got his technology in here. It's not even necessary. They're going to be cracking jokes now about that. That's going to become a joke. Of being stuck in dark environments. Remember back in the day when you had to be stuck in a super dark environment, pay all this money for a setup? Remember calibrating? Wow. I remember back in the day when people used to calibrate. That's what it's going to be like. Think how much money my customers save. My customers don't spend that kind of money. $50. My projector that cost me $50. It cost me $40. I got a projector that cost me $10. One cost me $75. The projector over here cost me $75. That projector is like 11 years old. I've had it for a very long time. And look at the contrast levels pop. Yeah, right there. Look at beautiful colors. You know, for those people that are buying a projector for the first time, I love talking to you, and I'll tell you why. Because I like hearing what you're going to spend. And they're going to say $3,000, $4,000. I really don't want to spend. I hear in their voice, I really don't want to spend that kind of money, you know. But I mean, the better the projector, the better the screen. I was like, no, 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 no. After having the conversation with Mr. Bird, they buy our product, and guess how much money they spend for their projector? Under $200. I've done so many projectors. At the end of the day, I can take the same projector and the demonstration. We had the Christie LW400. I advise a lot of people to buy those projectors. They're cheap, affordable. If you need that extra bump, which you don't need it, if you're outside, it's got 4,000, it's got lens shifting capability, there's 720p, and things work amazing. And we get people say, well, do you have any tests on that projector? And we got it on multiple different, we had it at the smoke shop. That's the one we used to push the image through the glass. We use that projector. We use them in every type and all types of demonstrations here and there. So we can show, we had this projector on site, we tested it, we used it, we've had them in Eco. Yeah, $50, that's it. You don't even have to use the HDMI port if you want. You take a little dab and print, it does the same thing, pops up, crystal clear, sharp as can be. So now, that's why I like when I talk to these customers and they tell me how much money they're going to spend for their projector. Like, wow, I'm just going to spend $50? It just blows their mind. That's it. That's all you're going to spend for your projector, $50. Now they're trying to process, what are they going to do with all that extra money? Because now they're just thinking about how much money they're going to have to spend. You know what I mean? It's a hurt piece got to spend $3,000 for a projector. And now they're figuring out, like, what am I going to do with the extra money? Like, oh, put it in the bank, do something. I don't know. They ain't going to need it with us. We don't require them. My customers buy 720p projectors. They don't need to buy the high-end projectors. It's not even necessary. That's why when you see a lot of these big boy companies pairing up with some of these high-end projectors, like Screen Innovation did with that $50,000 coffee table. And you know, people said in the environment, people saw that, and we saw that demonstration, majority of people were talking about the projector over the screen. Like, it costs how much? Oh, I'm going to pay that much. No way in the world I'm going to pay $50,000 for a projector. Yeah. $50,000 for that table, or $25,000. Now it's doing good. But still, when they pair it with them high-powered machines, you got to start thinking how much of that is the projector and how much of that is the screen. That's why when I go sit in the booth, at these booths they have, you sit down, man, they don't like me in the booth because I'll get up and I'll walk over to the side of the screen and see what the angle game is picking up at, and they'll put me down, sit me back down again, and I don't even ask questions about the screen. I'm like, what's going on back there? Like, what kind of projector you got back there? Because I'm curious what you're using. How much does that thing cost? So wait, if I get home and I got a 1080p projector, am I going to get the same results as that expensive projector? We know that ain't going to happen. So I'm going to have to spend money for that projector to get the same environment, atmosphere I'm using right now in this environment. They were like, do you work for a company? I was like, no, not really. I just know a lot of stuff. They're like, we're going to need you to leave. I got kicked out of a couple of booths before. Don't worry, I like getting kicked out of booths. The chance to go in there and ruffle some feathers. Look at that! Look at that, people! Look at that! See the massive difference? See the green that pops on our side? See the red that pops on our side? Look at the gray screen. Look how dull and nasty the color looks. Now, for Jamie, he sits there and says, well, yours is good because your projector costs $3,300. It's an ultra short, though, and you're in a dark environment. I bet you if I take that projector, take your screen paint, stick you in this environment, I bet you don't work well. You know why? Because I watched that demonstration with you matching the house paint, and your image was absolutely horrible in there. So how come your image looked like that there, but it didn't look the same way you did in your other videos? Oh, your other videos were in a much darker environment. That's why it made your colors pop higher. All right, moving on. You want to challenge that one in court? I'm willing to go. You want to challenge that whole network grade nonsense in court? Saying that your product actually didn't match your house paint, it had a yellowish tone. Convince a judge on that one. That'll never work. He be in court ranting and screaming. He's got a bad temper. And the judge be like, Mr. Fernando, do you wear glasses? We can all see it's the same screen. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't. Yeah, same screen. especially if you have to be that close up on top of it. Now, for those you know about that guy, then they got the people coming like, who the freak is Fernando? Like, oh, okay, so yeah, basically he was a YouTuber. He's still a YouTuber, but he had made this paint called Crow Screen Paint Products, you know, Crow 1176, you've heard of this guy. But anyway, long story short, he did some demonstration with the Bear silver screen versus personal, and it matched. It was an identical match. Then he did the same thing with the Network Grade 773, which we already did already, because we started that challenge. And it matched. Like it matched on a $3,300 tri-laser 4K projector. That even the contrast didn't even pick up on that thing, on the LG logo. So yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. He kept saying on camera, it's a yellowish tone. Some yellowish tone there, man. You can't see it, but I can see it. All right, see it right there. Okay, people, we gotta. I'm gonna make these videos 2 hours long. We got so much to show you. Let's play a little more. Let's play a little more of this. Come on, let's get some contrast levels on this gray screen. Now, for the individual, we know he's here. If he's not here, that is your paint, by the way. Do you know what that paint's that's made? I got one made by Apple Barrel. That's right here on the floor. But this is your stuff. This is 2 tablespoons of flat black paint into white paint, which makes it the personal mix. No, sorry, Metallica mix. That's what it is. So this is your product right here. Even though you pulled it, actually we learned how to make it, because I used to make great paint back in the day. Let's go with 8K Desired Nature. It butcher it. It always butchers it. It butchers it all the time. No, it did butcher it. Butchered it on that spot. So make that an 8. Now, for some people thinking that we're just his paint, no, all paints, all of them, not just his, all of them. They're just the poster child at the end of the day of doing dumb stuff, because we got them on the blacklist doing dumb stuff. So, you know, we just caught them doing dumb stuff. Let me see what we got going on here. Here we go, right here, right over here, here. Let's get the one with the black makeup on. I have no idea where gray screens get this from. We see contrast levels, and what planet is this happening on? I'm curious to see. Do you selling tickets on this one? This is what I would like to see. I want to see different varies of gray paint, because we've done this already on black screens to death. I want to see different varies of gray paints next to each other and show me the difference. And I want to see night and day changes. You know what I mean? At 13 feet back, we can see this. I want to see night and day changes. I want to see this done again on ultra short throw. I want to see this done again on low lumen projectors, on 720p projectors, 1080 models. We did all this stuff already. Because you're happy to see this. Because you're going to be the guinea pig at the end of the day. You're going to be doing all the testing, which is going to suck. No, they don't test their brakes. We have to test them. They gave us helmets, though. So here this is my screen for my desk. This is the projector I like to use. This is my QME projector. You can see it right over there. And this is what I expect. When I'm on my desk and working in the office, I've got these lights on over top. It has to work in a fully lit environment. I don't want to wash down image. I don't want none of that crap. And heck, I'm not calibrating that thing. And if anything, I'm not calibrating any projector at all. I shouldn't have to go through that. Now, I realize some of you made some accusations that I'm using some kind of special camera equipment. I got something nicely planned for you in court. You're going to use my camera. You're going to hook up to one of those HDMI C outputs. Going to hook up to the big screen while we all look at the screen. you're going to show me how I do it on my phone. Feel free to go through it. There's no information on it you can find anyway. But feel free to go through and figure out in the settings how we did it. Now, you can't prove that theory when you've made this statement multiple times, especially you, Mr. Rogers. You're going to owe me a lot of money. And this is over $5 million lawsuit you're going to be slammed with. Because that's a very vicious lie to talk about somebody's company. So you back it up, I'm going to take it all from you. Among all the other things I'll be suing you for, but that'll be another one. So if you made that statement, we got you saying it, prepare, lawsuit's coming. And you can use my phone right here. You'll show us all, courtroom, all of us, how we did it. Mind you, I actually, with these two phones I had, I did a recording over recording. So we did the live stream here and here, and I was showing the settings that was in my phone, and none of them did exactly what they claimed it did. So with that being said, if you can't back that up in court, you're going to owe me a lot of money. I'm going to hit you with a very serious lawsuit because of that statement. Remember I told you about the equivalence about the tree? About some lawsuits, if you cut down a tree, you can outrun the tree before it hits you. This one you can't. You could run to the other side of the earth and you'll still get smacked by it. I'm going to hit you with a very hefty lawsuit. It's a very serious thing to say about somebody's company. You know, like the whole voting machine nonsense that went down, and these guys made these very cruel statements about this company. Could have really hurt that company by saying that their voting machines were rigged. You know how much damage that could cause to a company? Let me tell you how bad these lawsuits can be. The fellow who made the statement got sued for $149 million. They reward that kind of money when you're making vicious statements that could potentially damage and hurt a company. Your lawsuit is up there. It's one of those endless trees. You can't outrun it. So if you made that statement and we got you on a recording, YouTube saying that or making that statement, prepare, we're coming for you. And we already know about it. All right? All right. And Rogers made that statement on his camera that we use on a YouTube channel, that we use special abilities on our camera to do that. So your lawsuit, and I tell you, Rogers is up there, especially posting my face and calling me a scammer and all these things and slandering me. Your lawsuit's way up there. You're going to have to get one of your neighbors or somebody on your family members to pay up that bill. That bill's going to be up there. It's up there. So you're going to back that up in court, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right. And that's a guy who makes Partay's PSP products, which is going to be landing a very hefty lawsuit for making that statement about me on YouTube. So I hope you got a couple million laying around, a couple of dozen million laying around, because you're going to hit pretty hard with this one. You're never going to make that mistake again, ever. Don't do that. You know better than that. That comes from people who think they can do whatever they want to do. That's the problem. That privilege nonsense, where people think they can do whatever they want to do, you're about to find out about reality. Yeah, that guy got sued for $149 million. Good, they hit him hard. That's a very serious statement to make about a company. When you make statements like that, you're talking about huge, massive lawsuits at the end of the day. And they went out there and they warned them. They sent them letters and said, hey, look, you might want to not stop doing that because, you know, we're going to sue you. They could have gone out and did it, but no, he just run his mouth. The guy who got sued by the name was Mayor Giuliani. He got sued with that. $149 million lawsuit by the company. And the fellow guy got sued too. He got hit too. It was up there, way up there. That's why he went broke. Yep. Don't say things you can't back up. And that's damaging. You sit there and say the machines are rigged. You know how much damage you can cause to a company for making that statement. And the thing about it is, Giuliani's a lawyer. Of all people, he should have knew better. You can't make statements like that. They'll hurt a company pretty bad by that. Hurt their reputation. And they kept doing it. So guess what? He owes $149 million. Can you imagine owing that kind of money? Yep, just like saying that we're using special camera equipment on our phone to make our screens brighter so we can rip off and scam customers and put my face up next to your statements. It's going to cost you millions of dollars. Way over 10, way over 20, I can tell you that much. It's up there. And the reason why we got lawyers that'll take it, it's an open and shut. It's an easy case. We got your YouTube channel. We got you making these statements multiple times on camera. We got my face plastered all across your page. We got all kinds of stuff. Even you contacting me saying you got plenty of money and you'll slap me with lawsuits. We got you, Mr. Rogers. We got you. So, lawsuit coming quick. I told you, have your lawyer contact me. No one's reached out to us, by the way. Nobody. Not one person. Nothing. Zilch. Because I guarantee you probably went back and had a conversation with the attorney. And what did the attorney say to you? I guarantee you, he said, or you saying, did you do anything that he said that you did? So, what are you going to tell him? Going to lie to him? You're going to tell him you said it, right? Then you're going to tell you you're getting sued. That's what's going to happen. The best I can do for you is try to work out a deal with him to try to either drop the lawsuit or take some kind of payout. Mr. Rogers, I don't want a payout. I want your land, I want your home, I want everything. Because you had no right attacking my company. We don't even know who you are. You just jumped on that bandwagon with the jerk and decided to attack me for no reason at all whatsoever. So because of this, I will be taking everything from you. When I'm done with you, you're going to be flat broke. And that's not the worst of it. That's committing fraud against my business. So I will be filing criminal charges against you. You will be getting jail time out of this. Till then, let's move on. Just going to make that known because they got people coming to my channel. They always ask me questions like, who's so and so? That's him. So if you think at the end of the day that you can take someone's face and plaster it on YouTube, make false accusations about them, you can get sued for that. And for anyone sitting and say, well, I got the blacklist, everything on the blacklist we can use in court against you to prosecute you. Mr. Fernando being on a video showing him matching a house plane, bearing receipts, and then removing the videos off his account, doesn't actually scream that he's basically doing something right. All those videos are actually removed. So no, he'll have to go to court and he'll have to do that demonstration again, and it's not going to go well because he knows he's going to match. So that'll get him in trouble with consumer fraud. So can't do anything with that. The copyrights and all, yeah, forget it. There's nothing on there they can actually use to pretty much try to sue me for. Everything in there is being used against them in court anyway. Other than that, gray screen, gray screen, gray screen, gray screen. It doesn't work at all, period. All right, let me see. We got to have some, do some now. We got to do some serious, we're just doing test runs right now. We're having some fun. But we're going to do some videos. Basically, we got to ruffle feathers now. It's time to ruffle the feathers. What time is it? 9:42. I got to go grab something, come back in, get some things set up. By the time I come back on, we'll have some changes in here, some stuff we're working on. But we got the channel. We're going to show you that why the gray screen is obsolete, why our product is far better, and why it's the only choice that you're going to need at the end of the day to give you the ultimate home theater setup. So we're doing a much bigger screen over there, so that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. I got to go and get some more boxes. Let me see. 4K snow screensaver cottage. I'm in a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. You can't turn my screen dark. It's not going to happen. I'll see you in court. Lawsuits. Yeah, right. 300 lumens. You think you can turn my technology on a gray screen? No. That was black paint you had in there. That's how jealous this guy was. Went online, took our labels, put black paint in it, put it against his product, and made false statements against our company. You do it with this one, Mr. Fernando, you're going to have somebody at your door. No time. You've got people coming already. I'm going to make sure this guy gets here faster. And I will be reaching out with our docket report and everything we have behind you on the control order with the police department in your neck of the woods, letting them know the issues and problems we're having from you, and you just slandered our product. We've been having issues from day one. I've had to have process service come to your door, the whole 9 yards. So we'll be see you real soon. And mind you, as I told you before, just to make sure that everything takes off smoothly, the minute we advertised this, started showing this technology off, I was already at the courthouse filing paperwork against you already. Getting ready. So the minute we see the first thing that pops up, I guarantee you it's going to be at that door. And I'm going to make sure whatever process server hits that door, they'll serve your wife too. And she's going to be ticked off about that because she can't leave the house because there's going to be someone waiting there to serve her so you can go to court. So I'm about to light a fire underneath you, buddy. A fire. Now, keep in mind, if you can't back up what you did with the Quasar and the Quantum, those lawsuits, they're about $1 million. They're up there. They're way up there. Because we can show a track record of them constantly do that, and each one will carry a fraud charge behind it, which you mean roughly if you're convicted of any one of those, a 30-year prison sentence on top of the criminal charges we already had you for the rest of the dumb nonsense you've been doing. All right. Man, the jealousy we got to go through, the hatred we go through because the naysayers are so ticked off by our technology. They're just so mad of us. So mad. Look at my screen here. But that's gonna come down anyway. We got the glass coming through. What's coming through? We got a see-through screen coming through. That's what I'm waiting for. My see-through screen. Man, when they got to do the plexiglass, certain companies, you got to wait a bit to get those things. And these we got right away. But the other one, this is a different screen that's coming in. It's going to be plexiglass. It's going to be coated in 3 different shades. When I have blue over here, now I got another one called the jade. Now I don't know about that now. Oh, this is what we have too much in here. Okay, let me see. I definitely want to clear. I want to clear with a little ledge on it right here. I'm going to put my bobbleheads up there so you can see right through and see the bobbleheads. All right, we'll figure it out. And I got to get that LG ultra short throw. I can't find any ultra short throw mini ones to sit in your hand. I can't find one. The only ones they got, Sony's the only one that has them. So if I go through Sony, man, they're all in Japan. It's going to take a while to get there. And then with this whole nonsense going on without me to track packages and stuff, that's a freaking headache. We should have got it sooner. I got to find somebody here. This is messed up, man. I got to find somebody in the U.S. to track this thing down now. Maybe somebody bought one and they have one. We're going to sell one. That'd be nice right there. And then I go overseas and get it. Alright, people. Let me go. I got to do some paint down demonstrations. I'm excited about that. And I got to be on Facebook to do paint down demonstrations, showing how fast and easy we're going to paint the screen in no time at all. Let me hold it for a minute. Sound in the background. It's just a roller. All right, let me go take care of this business real quick, and we'll be back on. This is so much more I want to show you. So much more I want to show you. Oh wait, let's just do this real quick. We gotta do this one real quick. Tron 4K. Naysayers are like, I'm not sticking around for this. I'm not gonna stick around for this. Can't make me. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to stick around for it. It's not going to happen. Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird. Right. Your product don't work. Because I can't see the screen. It's coming up in gray. Look at that. See, that's Tron. If I want to watch a movie off my screen, like I want to chill here, watch a movie while I work, you know what I mean? I can't do that because the gray screen won't read it. The white screen's actually horrible, but if I'm upgrading my white screen to a gray screen, what upgrade am I getting? Where's the upgrade? Oh, that's a good one right there. That's a good topper right there. Upgrading your white screen to a gray screen? Question. Where is the upgrade? Where is it? No, I never saw this movie. I gotta watch it. I'm telling you. I got movies that I haven't had a chance to watch yet on a list. That's how busy I am. I gotta get around. And now they got another version coming out. I gotta, oh man, I gotta catch up. I got to catch up. Sony, nighttime demonstrations. I get my Sony, what did they give me at the end of the day? Sony nighttime demonstrations. There we go. Let's go watch a firework display on the screen. Kakoosh. I gotta write that down. That's a good topic right there. Upgrading your white screen to a gray screen? Question. Where's the upgrade? Second World's Water effect. Where is the upgrade? Where is the upgrade, by the way? I'm curious. Where's the upgrade? Where's the upgrade? Where's the upgrade? Where's the upgrade? See, and the thing about it is I come on here, we have a little fun, I joke around and all that good stuff. And, you know, they would have said that he's not very professional. I can kick the crap out of your screen at the end of the day. That guy can actually kick the crap out of the screen. We're wearing a Batman suit. When wearing a tutu, I can kick the crap out of your screen. See, the difference is, gentlemen, this is what you call confidence. That's what this is right here. I know you're not used to seeing it, but this is what it is called confidence. You know, we come out here and you can do crazy demonstrations like drop your projector in eco mode when you got a white level showing up, when you're sitting in an office at 24,000 of fluid of light over top of your head. You can do that very easily with no problem whatsoever. You don't have to rehearse anything, just change things out, just do it at will, you know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't just take out your projector, put another one in there. No, it causes all kinds of problems because you had the whole entire area rehearsed so your projector would work right. You can't do that. So anyway, we can do that. And this is called confidence because All my technology comes from God. Everything we have comes from God. Everything we have comes from God. You want to challenge me? All right, you'll challenge me. You'll get crushed in the process. Just want to let you know, it's not going to be a very, very nice, process at the end of the day. You'll get crushed. Get some gaming over here too. Ooh, look at this. One time, I remember a troll made a comment. He said, the reason why you sing like that because you're nervous. Oh, does it look like I'm nervous? Oh, man. He had to pay for that one. I'm embarrassed to live in TV. Jeebies. I got to share that video. I got to find the video short to you. Yeah, I embarrassed the crap out of him. I was laughing up for the camera came on. This is going to be messed up. So basically what I did was, his paint, we could blend into his paint, right? So I had his paint up there, and I was showing a fish tank. And I put in the caption, do you think my paint is amazing? We knew that we opened up the mic, they came in, and they were screaming all this crap. Oh, your paint's crap, it's garbage, this, that, and the other. Oh, it's garbage? Really, it's crap? It's all these things? Like, yes, it is. It's just garbage and crap. Who would want to buy it at the end of the day? Crow stuff is better. Oh, it's better than our stuff. Huh, really? And then when I turned the projector off, all his paints were against my screen. They couldn't even see it because my screen blended in. Then we put on the contrast, washed the screen out, put in colors, some different high bright colors, washed it. We destroyed it. Turned the lights on because mine had the lights out. And if I turned my lights on, his screen would have popped up. I had to turn the lights out to do it. So yeah, we turned the lights on, man. We destroyed it, man, right in front of him. I said, oh, so anybody got anything to say? I was pulling off his paints one by one and lining them up. Here's a receipt for each one. Guess what happened? They all left the room. Talk about a large piece of humble pie. That's like swallowing a pie that's made out of a brick, You can just splash water around that, milk, whatever. It's not dissolved. It's a huge, just brick of pie stuck in your throat. And you just try to swallow like a Tom and Jerry. And if you're trying to swallow something real hard, and you see the lump come down the throat, and the imprint pop up in their chest, that's how huge that freaking humble pie they had to swallow. I mean, it was straight like, thought they was gonna go in Super Saiyan or something with freaking Saiyan, whatever it's called, with Dragon Ball Z. I thought they was gonna morph into something. Yeah, that's how hard they had to swallow that pie, boy. That was like that brick pie. You know how much juice, water, hot water, whatever you splash around it, you ain't dissolving that pie. That was a hard pill to swallow, wasn't it? It's like trying to swallow that mouse over here. Say that mouse we have here is a pill. That's how big a pill you had to swallow. You won't do that again. He never did it again. He never came over again after that one. I embarrassed him. Oh, so okay. There we go. I'll fix your wagon. Fix your wagon good. So what happened? How come y'all left? How come y'all didn't come back? What happened? What happened? See, that's why I don't talk trash today. I enjoy that at the end of the day. I remember I did the one where I had the screen. We had the screen set up, and we had did white levels first. And the first thing they came in and said, "Oh, your product's not going to be to see, the white levels bright enough due to the fact that your levels are too dark and blah 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 blah." All right, let y'all speak your mind. Go ahead, talk all your trash. Do what you got to say. White screen pops up. Our screen goes a little dark. So see already you already bombing already. Let them talk. I left it on there for a little bit. Just let them. I like when people go as high as they possibly can. We're gonna have to kick that ladder out from underneath of you. And sure enough, when we put red screen, boom, all our colors popped up. Lights out, lights on. Yeah, man, we beat the crap out of it in that demonstration. They was leaving one by one. How'd that work? Got plucked and feathered, didn't you? Or they feathered and plucked, or whatever, or plucked and feathered, or whatever. That's what happened. Dipped you in tar and basically feathered you. You call yourself being the Crow Boys, turn out being a bunch of chickens sitting up in the hen house. Cuckoo. They cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They cuckoo for them Cocoa Puffs. Beat the crap out of me. I mean, I had fun with them, man. They were just so fun to play with. They were. I embarrassed Jamie in a live stream one time. He popped in one of my streams one time because we were doing the demonstrations. Elite left me. I had an issue with Elite screens. One of those screens they didn't want to take back, so Amazon gave me the money back. We were left with this 35-inch white vinyl surface. We might have to put it to some groups and just do a white versus our technology, and that's what we did. And sure enough, that jerk was in our room Talking about, well, once you show the black side, I bet you the black side will match. And we already done these tests. You think I had dozens and dozens of fixed frame screens in my environment? I didn't think to turn one over and see if it would match? Come on now, I'm not you guys at the end of the day. Of course we did that already. Why do you think we have those black and black tests? We tested everything you could think of. So yeah, we did that test a long time ago. But I entertained it anyway. Let's have fun with it. Oh shoot, you might got me on that one. Yeah, we set him up for the serve. He was all hyped up. I'm like, yeah, look, he afraid. He don't want to do it. I even paused a couple of hours, like an hour or so, and we can beat around the bush so I can hype him up real hype, set him up for the serve. And sure, he was talking around, come on, what you doing? What you doing? All right, well, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do it. Oh, man, I really don't want to do this. I'm going to mess up. Like, I'm talking on a hot mic off camera, you know what I mean? Saying things on camera. Oh, yeah, I set him up real good, man. I flipped that screen over. When that image came up, the other screen went dark. I was bright, and I was like, oh, what did you think was going to happen? Oh, you thought it was going to go dark, didn't you? I think I've done this already. I pulled up the video show I was doing the test. Yeah, we ran that one into the ground, man. He left the room right away. Just like he did a few minutes ago. He just left. Got mad and left. What do you guys do when we beat the crap out of you? You just go back home, we go to your home, log off, and get up there and walk outside calmly with a pillow in your hand and go, You'll do that in the pillow, like screaming in the pillow. Wife got to come in and yell at you like, what the freak is wrong with you? Why are you making all this noise? You're waking up the freaking kids. What's wrong with you? It's that guy on YouTube, he just be doing too much, man. Like he just, what's the problem? What's the problem? Y'all talk about me so much. I guarantee that your people watch me. I guarantee that your family members watch me. And they hear me on camera watching me doing these amazing demonstrations. And it comes up. It comes up. I guarantee they say, don't ever this way. If you want to keep the peace with your family members, naysayers, if you want to keep the peace with you and your wife, never say out of your mouth, who do you think is better? Because I guarantee you're going to say me. I guarantee you. Even if they lying through their teeth to save the argument or whatever the heck's going to come out from you, I guarantee you, deep down inside, they know I'm better. They know you canceled. They know you gave me back money. They watch me beat your products over and over again. They watch me do demonstrations that you have never even done at all. They've watched you do your demonstrations. They watch me do my demonstrations too. And they know our demonstrations are far more advanced than yours. They know already from the door, we're better. The only reason why they don't say it, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And if you want to sit there and say that's not true, well, I have your cancel receipts under my desk. You gave me back my money, so what does that say? All right, then, there we go. Let's move on. Frustrated. They know my product's better. If they ever get in an argument with you, I guarantee they're going to use that against you. Oh yeah, guess what? That guy, Kenneth, his product's better than yours. Ooh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. That's like the equivalent of pulling a long sword out of your chest that got a razor jagged edge on the end of it that each pull is basically going to tear at you as it's coming out. That's painful. And it's got weight to it too on top of that, so it pushes down. Oh, yes, very painful. Medieval weapons. I kind of studied that stuff. I find it fascinating. It's got literally, you can know why they called it medieval. She was Louise or something. They thought them weapons were freaking insane. But anyway, yeah, it's going to hurt. So, to save yourself the argument, never ever say to your people, what do you think, which one you think is better? They're going to say, well, you know what? I'm going to make dinner right now. You hungry? I'm feeling hungry right now. I'm going to make a pot roast or something. That's what I'm going to make. You already got your answer. You know already. You don't have to answer that question. If you gave me back the money and you couldn't keep it, and we send it back to you again, and you send it back to me again, and we send it to you again, and you send it back again, you already know from the door you couldn't keep the money. So with that being said, you already know the answer. Why put somebody else in that situation? But I guarantee your families do watch my demonstrations. If my wife is sitting there talking about some nonsense over and over again, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go check it out. I'm curious what the frick she's ranting about. Like, what the heck is she talking about? Who is this guy on YouTube? I'm going to go check this guy out. I guarantee you. And if one of your family members are mad at you and want to get back with you, they'll buy one of my screens. No, that never happened. You better be nice to your family. You better be nice to them. They might buy one of my screens and say, like, hey, I bought this screen. Look at that. It's better than your product. Oh my goodness, take it back. I'm having some fun, people. I have some things I got to do. But literally, truthfully, yeah, they do watch my channel. I know that for a fact. They're going to watch my channel. Why would they? I know they talk about me all the time. Does my people watch your channel? Yeah, that's how you know your stuff is trash. That's why. I talk about you guys, you go watch your stuff. They compare your stuff to me. That's why I said your family's doing the same thing and vice versa. Because my people go watch you. And none of them ever came back and said, hey, you know, their product's better than yours. No, your product's trash. And I got your receipts. They all know it. Got your cancellations and all that other nonsense. So, yeah, they know my product's better. Everybody knows my product's better. I'm still standing. Better than I ever did. Feeling like a little. Oh, okay, people. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just having a little fun. Just a little poop goofing. Just a little bit goofing. 3 easy payments. 100% ultra skin. Just doing a little boot goofing. Boot goofing. I love that on Reno 911. I swear, I got these Crocs I just ordered, man. They're all white. They're all white Crocs, man. They're real nice looking too. And it says sports mode on the back. Activated. It lights up in the back. When you put the sport, it activates. I have a custom design. And I'm going to come out with that. Look, 3 easy payments. 3 easy payments. 100% ultra skin. Just boot goofing. Just little boot goofing. That's why I got it in white. So I can say boot goofing. I might get me a pair of Crocs that say boot goofing in the back of it. Boot goofing. 100% payment. 3 easy payments. 100% ultra skin. Look at me. Woo, just boot goofing. I'm going to jump out the side. Boot goofing. I'm having some fun with them things. I finally got a pair of Crocs. Everybody was saying, I think they're comfortable. My buddy, we're almost the same size, but just almost there. And I walked around, I was like, good gracious, are you kidding me? That's why y'all wear them suckers 24/7. Now I see why. I see people coming up with their pajamas. It'd be wintertime, they got them on. They got them on all year round. I see people wearing Crocs. I'm like, how comfortable are these things? I see why. It's like walking on a cloud on those things. Oh my goodness. And if you get them with like the therapeutic, like the gel, oh my goodness. I can see why. Them things are amazing. They are freaking amazing. So yeah, I would definitely give me a couple pair of those suckers. You know, people don't understand your feet at the end of the day can cause you a ton of pain, a lot of pain. Back problems, leg problems, knee problems, headaches, migraines, all kinds of stuff, and a lot of stress along with it. You'd be surprised if you take care of your feet, how healthy you are going to be at the end of the day. That's why, like I said, I'm getting those suckers, man. I got these right now. I got my New Balance. My New Balance. I like the New Balance. It's the first time having a pair of New Balance. I never bought a pair before. I don't pay a lot of money for my sneakers. These cost me $40. I'm one of those people that brag about how cheap I paid for sneakers. I'm that guy at the end of the day. But yeah, $40 I paid for these. Picked them up over Amazon. These things are super comfortable. Now I know why people walk around these all day too. And I never had to put any padding. You should put some padding inside. I got really wide feet. So I wear a triple E. A 9.5 triple E. I got a wide foot. That came from the Run DMC era. You know, when everybody's walking around with them big, wide New York laces in there, and your mother would tell you, lace your sneakers up, because if you don't, your feet will spread. Well, that's a real thing. It does happen. Your feet will spread. I got wide feet. Look at that. Bam. But yeah, and these things are super comfortable. So you usually have to put a padding or gel in them. But man, I put nothing in these. These are really comfortable. But the Crocs, oh man, those things are so comfortable. So yeah, I'm definitely ordering me a pair. Super comfortable. 3 easy payments. 3 easy payments. 100% ultra skin. Yeah, I got these white ones coming. I can't wait to be playing around with them. All right, people. I got to go. Hope you enjoy. Naysayer. We don't hate you. We don't. It might sound like I hate you, but I don't. I had to sue you. It comes with the territory. You did a lot of dumb stuff. I mean, if I had a time machine, I wish I would just point at you in a different direction or something. I mean, maybe occupied you or something, because I really don't want to go down this road, but you didn't give me an option here. And you kept attacking me. What am I supposed to do? Let you keep attacking me and keep me do what you want to do? So I do what I have to do on my end. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to sue you and take all your stuff from you, and possibly there could be some jail time in there too, along with this whole. So Man, just wish you would have chose a different path at the end of the day. I really wish you would have. But, you know, I have to do what I have to do. And the sad thing about it is, and what's going to really be really messed up, they're going to use you as an example in court, which means they use people as an example, it never goes well. They're going to hit you with all kinds of stuff because we have to make sure that anybody else that tries to copy your actions behind you already seeing this happening already with Fernando and got other people to do the same thing he was doing. We can show the judge that there has been a history of people copying his actions, which means he'll get longer jail time for that. But they'll throw maximum time at them also too because there's a risk of people copying and doing the same thing. So give them heavy time and use it as an example to let other people know that, hey, if you follow down the same wrong path, this is what you're going to get. So that's why I said, gentlemen, it's not going to go well in court. Whatever my attorney's going to ask for, it's going to happen in that courtroom. And there's nothing you're going to be to do about it. That's messed up, but it's going to happen that way. I did warn you multiple times, right? All right. Okay, then. So the best thing you can do is just basically leave it up to God and just do what you got to do. Go to court and get it done, get it over and done with. That's what you do. All right. I got to go pick up my stuff because I want to build a bigger screen. Oh, man, we got to build a big projector. I got to use the big projector here. I like the small ones, man. The small ones are so easy to use. I like these better. But we got to use the big boy today. Yeah. We're going to need all this stuff out right here. I'll tell you one thing. I like how Goose Screen did their, how they did their sample sheets. Very nice job. Very nice. That's why I say I like companies I can learn from. That's a very nice job they did with their sample sheets. I like how they did it. Nice little brochure. Surface fits in there real nicely. I like how they did that. I want something like that. Let me turn my PlayStation on. We're gonna need this on. Got work to do today. We gotta be out here today. It's gonna be amazing paint. Wait till you see what it. Not that the packaging is gorgeous. Oh yeah, we spent some money on the packaging is gorgeous. And there's going to be some stuff wrapped up and thrown in the United States Postal Service box. No, this is going to be very, very classy. Very, very nice. I spent a little money for this, but it's worth it. On top of that, I thought this time around we want kits. That's what we want. 10 by 20, because the screen's fit up to 150 inches. But a 10 by 20 is going to give you more than enough room to play around with. Because I hate it when I get blackout cloth from somebody and it says 100 inches, and it's like only 1 inch forgiveness room. Man, you make a mistake, man. This is it. You can't even wrap it behind the back of the frame, for goodness sake. So, yeah, we give people plenty of room to. If you make a mistake, you got plenty. You got 10 feet by 20 feet of surface. There's plenty of it. And then we're going to get the flat chasers because I personally like the chasers. I'm not a big fan anymore of the traditional old lights that had little circuits in them. I like these rope lights. This is what I like. So I put in what I like at the end of the day. The rope lights are beautiful. But except for these right here, these rope lights are different. These you got to screw these in or tape them down. They get a little. They're much more resistant to screws and stuff. They're really hard to put in. But the ones I got that are coming in, they had the adhesive on the back of it, which makes it much better. So those are the ones I'm putting in. It'll be 16 feet of it. So you can put it anywhere you want, under your couch, your PC, whatever you want to do with it, but they're yours. And we're going to put in the L brackets. Now, every time we do a kit, I learned that people will contact us and they don't know about the L brackets, what type of L brackets to use. So they're already going to be in there for to do your setup. And also, too, for those you're going to paint it on the wall, it's going to come with a roll of free frog tape. So, you know, you can paint up your image on the wall. Now, if you're doing the wall, turn your projector on, take the tape, and tape it around about 1 inch away from the actual screen. And that's it. Paint it in. You're done. That's fast. That's quick and that's fast. But at least you'll have good frog tape. Because people, if you use a cheap tape, what happens is the tape doesn't always lay flat, and then you get these lines that when you go to peel it off, you'll see bleed outs on the side of your screen. It's just going to look absolutely awful. That's why I use frog tape. I use frog tape in all my demonstrations for years, and it's the only tape that I use. So that's what we're going to be giving to you guys. It'll be the thick ones, the big wide ones, because that's what you're going to need. All right, we're gonna have you already hooked up. Kind of the whole entire thing. As I said, you get a big box coming in. That'll be it. And keep in mind, we got custom-made boxes for all our containers. It's gonna be really beautiful. So we can't wait. But first, you gotta start showing off more of this thing at the end of the day, and less talk and more show of what we're doing. So let's get started on that when I come back in. Just want to have a little fun real quick before we get to the real serious nitty-gritty stuff. Stage 2, pretty soon we'll be at a stage 3 and we'll be completed. But by then I need to have all my tests done. And on top of that, we're going to come back in, we're going to paint over a piece of steel. Yes, we are. We're going to turn this into a projection screen. As that same chuck is absolutely madness. Yes. I'm going to paint over that. One hit. Bam! Done! That's how we're going to do it. No over the back. No freaking paint. We're going to just paint it and be done with it. I got to find some weird stuff to paint over. I'll figure it out. We got to find some weird stuff to paint over. We got to. All right, let me get done and get what I got to do. First of all, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ who blessed us with amazing technology. If it weren't for Him, none of this would ever be possible. We got to give Him all glory for all things. We never really do any of this all whatsoever. In fact, I'm here right now, sitting on this spot right now, doing this is a blessing for me. You didn't have to go out like that at all, period. And we're going to keep on working harder, people. I know I act crazy on camera, I have a little fun, we joke and laugh and all that stuff like that and all, but at the end of the day, we are here to make things better. We're here to make better products for our customers at the end of the day. We're to make sure our customers get exactly what they paid for. That's why we have all this testing we do and all this other crazy stuff we do. And we're here to make sure that the consumer gets exactly what he needs without spending tons of money and basically dealing with crappy stuff at the end of the day. And for those of you out there who do not like Mr. Bird and what he's trying to do, well, you can't do anything about it. Now, you can't do anything about it. You can't. Our technology is too far up there. You can't. I would like to see you try, but you can't do anything about it. So, yeah, we're good to go on every level. But wait till you see what's under the table. We call the 13. You know what the 13 is? The 13 different formulas under my table right now that can do some crazy stuff. You haven't even seen them yet because we can't even show them to you yet until we finish it first. So I got a process of how I do things. Got to finish first. Oh, the fluorescence. My goodness. If you're a gamer, I don't care what kind of gamer you are. I don't care if you're old school or whatever gamer. The fluorescents are going to be some gorgeous looking screens. Gorgeous looking screens. Come on, every time I go on camera and I say something like that, it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous. And what happens? What happens? It's gorgeous, right? Every time, right? When I say it's gorgeous, it's going to be gorgeous, right? It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous, right? It's going to be gorgeous. Oh, shoot. Did I get some pictures of running? I do that one over there. I'm going to start running. Am I wrong when I say that? Am I wrong? Remember I told you about the Flex technology? I said we're developing these screens. You can push right through your home PC setup or whatever you're going to run it through on top of your desk and all that cool stuff, submerge them underwater, all kinds of crazy stuff. Remember I told you they're going to be absolutely gorgeous? What happened? They're absolutely gorgeous. We got a fish tank over here. Let's do a fish tank. Right through my PC. Fish tank. Look at the side angle of that. Bam! The side angle. With all that light pushing through the screen. Get ready to fly. I guess you didn't know. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. That's on the 50 limit right there. I wish I can get some more. There's some projectors right there. They're kind of hard to come by now. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. With the lights we got pushing off that. Let me just go right through. Super bright. By the way, you can put that screen, by the way, because it's running right through the graphic card. It's running right to the back of the control. Oh, my goodness. You lost for words already. You just got here. You lost for words. The projector. There we go. And for those you're wondering, if you've never seen PCs before, they're all made out of cardboard. These are all cardboard cases. Yep, I built these. I didn't want to spend the money for a PC case, so I built my own. All made out of cardboard. And, you know, some creative ideas. That's basically about it. And there, right there, is the PlayStation with the peekaboo window. I'm not done with that yet. I still got to put the artwork inside from Cyberpunk. Then we got to do another yellow job over top of it to blend that green in. And then we're going to put a light trace all through it. Trace, trace, trace. Boom. And then it's going to project off that over there once we finish. Because I think I'm basically going to Cyberpunk that right there. I'll make a Cyberpunk invisible screen to match this right here. Should we do it, people? I think we should. Taco, I got to ready to leave in a few minutes. Got anything to say to the people? Taco? Anything to say? Nope. Taco's in his own world right now. He's in his own world. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time for popping over. Pretty soon the product will be available. Naysayer, keep in mind, we do not hate you. I know it feels like you think at the end of the day I don't like you, but I don't hate you. I don't give the devil that satisfaction at the end of the day. I don't hate anybody at all, period, to tell you the truth, honestly. Yeah, I ain't got nobody to hate. Nobody I'm judged? No, I really don't. I don't have that at all, period. It feels great to be that person at the end of the day. I was not that person a long time ago. I was a very hateful, bitter individual. I'm so happy to be free of all that. Yes, sirree. And I know you try to do things at the end of the day that you think it's going to make me angry, but it doesn't make me angry because I give it all to God, and God takes care of everything for me. So that's why we're in the situation we're in right now, right? Because God took care of it. All right, got to get out of here. Got to go, people. Love you all.